Good morning, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to the. I don't know what the hell's going on. Hi, everybody. Dr. High, where are you? Um, uh, uh, Hi, everybody. So, yeah, hi. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Garrett, and everybody else out there. Oh, is it different today? Is something different? Well, I don't know why the high guy ain't here. Where are you, Dr. High? Dr. High? Hello? Hello? Oh, he's on location. I can't hear you. Oh, why can't I hear you? Can you hear me now? Turn your volume up or something. I don't know. It ain't me. No saying bad words, Dr. High. We can read your lips. I saw that F word, the F bomb you just dropped. You're going to have to go to the post office and do something. I still can't hear you. Try jumping out and jumping back in. Maybe that'll help. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're having some technical issues. Dr. High is high, so he's having a hard time remembering how to turn his volume on. It's okay. We're gonna walk him through it. It'll be all right. Him and I are both getting a little older in our age. Things get a little more difficult to remember. Does anybody want to sing with me? La 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 la. All right. Why don't we got plenty of great what would you call them? Friends, independent artists, friends that play really cool tunes that I'm allowed to play while I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So why don't we play a song, and when we get back, hopefully Dr. High will be here. This is my friend Brandon Brookins, Brookens, and it's life. It's life. It's a great song. It's life, like Dr. High's having issues. It's life.
I get up and look around. Just when I think the world is up and then it's back upside down, I need someone, and I miss you. I think of how much we've grown since we've been apart. I think of how we got here, then remember where we started. I need someone, and I miss you. And I know it's like a candle blown out by the wind. And I know it's like a place you know you've never been. If I could try, don't feel right. I know it's like I walk the streets, I walk the town. Just when I think I'm gonna smile, then I start to frown. I need someone, and I miss you. I think of how we we've been apart. I think of how we got here, then remember where we started. I need someone. And I need
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. We're having some technical difficulties with DoktorHigh, so we're killing some time with Brandon Brookins. It's light. Look him up.
place you know. If I could try. How much we've done since we've been apart. I think of how we got here, remember when we started writing. And I miss you.
Oh, yeah. All the, you never know what's going to happen. I knew something was fishy when I was getting on. And what the? What the? Which? Watch your mouth, young lady. I knew there was going to be an issue when he wasn't here. When I got on, I was like, uh-oh, something's not right. Usually he's in here waiting for me. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes, just in time.
Can you hear me?
WTHC. DoktorHigh, I hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you. You look pretty. You got Einstein behind you. Everything seems to be working.
Yeah, not on this end.
Oh, shit.
For some reason, my microphone on my phone isn't working, which probably explains why I haven't been able to
Talk to nobody when you call him?
call me on the phone. But I got two phones, right? So I just go like, oh, I'll pop over to the other phone, right? But
Yeah. You know what you got? You got keef in your microphone holes. You got to get down in
yeah,
there and you got to scrape out the keef that's caught up in there.
I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
But the way the internet, I don't know.
Here. That's all.
Yeah.
Never fear. We killed some time with our friend Brandon Brookins.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, my wife could see how frustrated I was getting, so she just brought me down the service order for Montreal for the internet.
To
Showing me that I'm going to have fiber optic over there, and I looked at my upload and download speeds here. My download speed is only at 46 MPS, and my upload speed's about 9. Over there, I'm going to have 300.
Nice.
So it should be a lot better. Shrooms are starting to hit a bit better. Very nice.
Babel is having a wonderful day. She had some coffee this morning, and it may or may not have had accidentally dropped some shrooms into there.
Well, nice. So let me start by saying good morning, everybody. How are you today? How are you, Garrett? Kelly? How you doing, Matthew? Tina? Fable Ann?
Absolutely. You know what, DoktorHigh? Let's have a moment of silence. All right. First of all, for the people of 9/11. I know you're in Canada and you don't give a shit, but us here, no, I'm just kidding. Us here in America, you know. So let's first a moment of silence. No typing over there. Everybody quiet. Shh. I can't ever stay quiet. All right, that's enough. I can't stay that quiet.
I see Tina's message. I wanted to say thank you because Tina did buy some art from the Etsy store, so I truly appreciate it. I sent you back a message. I don't know whether you got it or not, but I sent you a message through Etsy. Hopefully you got it. Thanking you for your purchase and telling you that I'm really looking forward to when you get them framed because I'm very curious to see the outcome.
How they come, yeah.
Don't forget to leave a review if you're happy with what you buy.
Please.
Reviews are important, especially on Etsy. So if you're happy with it, leave a review. If you're not happy with it, leave a review. I would never want anybody to
be honest. Be
bluff.
honest.
Yeah, just be straightforward. It's the only way that I know what's going on.
This way he can. Oh, she downloaded it that day.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dr. High, what a video you made for us for the big day tomorrow.
Did you like that one?
Oh, it came out great for Muck Sticky.
It
came out really good. Yeah. I shared it a million times. I got banned because I did 95 shares.
Did you really?
Yeah,
you must have got banned because it showed me that it was shared 75 times. So 20 of them must have got you in trouble.
Yes. So 95, I was banned for 24 hours.
Well, you know what the problem is, right? Is that we probably are in a number of similar groups or the same groups.
Oh, yeah. And then Lori and Curly Kel and everybody else that's share. And everybody's in all those groups. That's why I'm like, I don't care about your 50,000 friends. They're all in other one of my 150 groups that I'm in. One of them's in one of those groups because somebody keeps blocking my stuff. One big group, 50,000 people. And I'm like, all right, if you don't want to hear about it. And all they have is just pictures of pretty flowers. They're very nice flowers. But they blocked me and they blocked my shit. So I said, you're out of here. I'm done. I don't need you. You need me.
Well, I think it must have gone well because this morning when I looked at Facebook, they were asked me if I wanted to sign up to make money on Facebook with these stars and shit. And I was like, nope.
Did you get over 1,000 friends now? Is because I think once you get to 1,000 friends or something.
I'm just coming up on 4,400.
Yeah, I'm like right behind you. I'm at like 4,200.
Yeah.
Once we get to 5,000, we don't have to worry about it anymore. We just say, unless you come across somebody like if Master Rochi said, or Muck Sticky reached out and said, then I'd be like, all right, see you, Dr. High.
Yeah, that's it.
Or somebody else.
We'll ditch this one and take that one on.
Right. You just get rid of the ones. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Yeah, you get rid of somebody that I can't even say their name and doesn't talk to me and hasn't said a word since they've been here,
How you doing, Patricia? Hippie has Hippie.
What did I do?
Hippie's on the runs.
Curly Kel, that's not true. I do not.
Hey,
I've
Bailey, how are you
very
this morning?
solid stool today. Thank you. Anyway, Dr. High, how was your weekend, man? What did you do? Anything cool?
I spent my whole weekend designing T-shirts.
I seen some of your T-shirts. Very nice. I have to say, very nice.
Well, it's just different, right? Because if you look at what's out there, it's all kind of the same old, right?
Just vibes.
Yeah. So I thought instead of using my art to make shirts, let's try and start doing some graphic designing.
Did you see the art I used this morning to advertise the show?
No, I left the house at 6:45 this morning, and I didn't get back until about 11:20.
Join our Discord. Texas Vibes.
Yeah, I was gone all morning.
What were you doing? I saw you were up bright and early because you were posting shirts at 3 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah, before I had to take my car to the mechanic this morning because I thought I needed to replace a ball joint. And then when I get there, it's not the ball joint. It's a tie rod, an alignment, and 2 new front tires. So
there goes our moving fees. Now we're carrying the shit in our ourselves again.
No, I just didn't do it. I didn't do it because
very smart. Now
I said to myself,
safe till
I said, well, it's not a safety issue, right? And he's like, no, it's not a safety issue. And in Montreal, I have a lot of connections. I lived there for 25 years, right? So my daughter last week or the week before had to redo her whole front end. She needed new tie rods, new ball joints, rotors, pads, alignment, the whole bit. And I had a buddy there that did it for $600. And
Nice.
and they wanted to charge me for one tie rod and the alignment $400. That didn't even include tires. So I was like, you know what? I'll wait till I get to Montreal.
All right.
Only a couple of weeks, and then I'll have somebody do it.
I have to cut you off because you know what time it is. We were late starting, so the commercial's already upon us. We have to do our commercial break. I want to answer Garrett's question because some of these kids weren't even alive, or some of them were just in high school when 9/11 happened. So I have, I was there. I wasn't there, but I lived in New York. So I mean, it was a scary
thing. Where I was.
Yeah, I remember where I was. But we'll come back to that. We'll talk about that and then how much weed I smoked that day because, damn, I was nervous. But we'll get back. We'll be right back. You're hanging with Da.Hippie and DoktorHigh.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to go grocery shopping.
We have a new sponsor.
You got to dig deeper.
Clark's chocolate milk?
No, not chocolate milk.
Forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't.
You'll hear the commercial. It's coming up next.
That's what caregivers do.
Okay.
I have a new sponsor.
Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family,
Texas Vibes 21 on TikTok.
that you're tougher than tough.
We'll have to find you, Patricia.
And be the best caregiver this world has ever seen.
Oh, I've been friends with
Caregiving is tougher than
Patricia
tough.
for a
Find
while.
the care guides you need at
Texas Vibes. Yeah,
aarp.org/caregiving. Public service
a little
announcement
crazy,
brought to you by
but she's
AARP and the
sweetie
Ad Council.
overall.
We
I
like
am
crazy.
happy and proud aunt.
Yeah, that's why
Watching
she's
my
my
nieces
friend.
grow, play, and
I love
learn is
crazy.
amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree.
Crystal!
1 in 6 kids in the U.S.
Hi,
are
sweetie.
hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting
Hey,
alone at the
Crystal, how are you
playground,
this morning?
she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Food is
Please
then
like,
provided to
subscribe,
families and children in need.
share,
Being a kid should be about using your
smiley
imagination,
face,
learning,
whatever
and
you're
having
supposed
fun.
to do.
These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid.
We're at
because they're
103.
hungry.
Woo,
To
woo.
find out
The
how
math
you
is
can
getting
help
hard
end
again.
childhood hunger in your community,
Why can't I
visit
find it?
feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America
Oh,
and
hold
the
on.
Ad Council.
She just wrote. That's why you can't find her here.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates. Herbs! With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute.
They have weed?
Dig it.
Our dedicated team is going to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10.
Texas
ensuring
Right
you
Out
get
Loud.
absolutely what you
Lucia,
need
how are
when
you?
comes to it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located at Pot 2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick.
Oh,
If you need assistance,
I
anytime,
saw pictures. I was wondering. It looked very
just
Garcia-like.
call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
Yeah, baby, it's Mark Sticky. Join me as I return to the stage for the first time in over 4 years, September 16th and 17th, 2023, in Jacobsburg, Ohio, at the OVDJ Campout. It's gonna be a wild time, baby. The mucker ship has returned to Earth, and I'm bringing you all back to outer space with me. Get your tickets online. Check out the OVDJ Campout on Facebook events, or go to mucksticky.com.
Happy 420 to everybody.
Happy 420.
Everybody's I'm on fire, yeah, on the microphone, I get in the zone, get in my way, and you'll beat your best, she's sitting home alone. I'm a stoner, rock and roller, like a bowler, knocking down the pins. I'm a roller, dozen doobies, who's for two, off the pins, Roast you like a chicken dinner, toast you like a glass of champagne, eat you up like propane. Don't you know I'm your man? Warm you up in your brain. My inferno is eternal, I'm igniting your flame. A volcano that's erupting, spewing lava on the mic. Good times and good rhymes. JJ call me dynamite. Light it up, light it up. Grab my guitar, baby, pluck a tune. Hotter than some pavement down south in the month of June. Give you everything that you desire. For change to prove your love because I spit hot fire. How do you do? Oh, we're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. How do you do? Oh, we're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. Sticky, sticky, sticky mug, open on a fat junk. I be blazing through 'em, looking for the chewing. Nothing treat you to a nice meal, maybe steak and shrimp. Pickle, pickle, pepper, Peter Piper, whistling. Hanging up and down the street, keep your trunk rattling, battling the evil forces, beat 'em like a bitch and weed 'em. Suffer when I'm on the level, pebble in the edge, trimming up the big.
Oh, we miss you, Tina.
Tina, have a great day. Thank you so much for your business and your trust in the Dr. High art.
Fat movie, Mickey Mucker blowing up, exploding like a blowy, chewy like Chewbacca. I be like a flock of seagulls, getting red, baby, shitting on your head. Ain't stop until I drop fucking dead, which means I'm gonna be here forever. How do you do? Oh, we're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. How do you do? Oh, we're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. Do you get high? Do. Take a toe, and pass it off to you. You can pop it like a choo-choo. Need a fun tune, don't you know I'm coming through? How do you do? For real, shaking in your grinder. Looking for some Mary Jane, don't you know I'm gonna find it? Don't need a reminder, I know when I'm low. I can hide with a little.
What's going on, Chris? Welcome in.
How you doing, Chris?
Good morning, Tom.
Welcome to a new week.
Good buzz, you're fuzzy on the details, sending you an email. Never does the weed fail to take you to a higher plane. Plain and sticky monkey is only here in my brain. You can never maintain, and this is a pack of
Well, I'll tell you what, in the case of Master Rochi, we could absolutely do a Saturday show if that's good with the hippie.
As long as he's willing to do 8 hours. As long as he's willing to do 8 hours with us.
But I'm definitely interested to hear what new products you got going on and
absolutely
what's exciting these days.
I can't do it this Saturday because I'm not going to be here.
How you doing, Tom?
The following one, yeah.
Come on, man. It's just a Buck Sticky show. We can fit in Master Rochi.
Well, I couldn't hear you.
I want the catch of the show. Kick around like a punt. For the fun, I'm always on my hunt. Come along and get down. Pass it all around.
And he has to bring Queen Kate.
We can go downtown, party like a prince.
Maybe we can set it up, Crystal, for the first Saturday in October. That'll be good, Chris.
Crossing that finish line looking like a winner, baby. How do you do, Buckaroo? We're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground. We're chicken in your ground.
Ain't never had no fun. I mean, it's a 4-minute song, but it just seems like it goes on forever. Doesn't it? It's only 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It's just a long, it's just, you get into it and you're like, holy shit. WTHC, that was Muck Sticky. By the way, if you haven't heard, he's going to be here hanging with us tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Woo! I am fucking stoked. It's going to be a great time. I'm not going to talk, though. I'm going to let you do all the talking.
No, why?
Because I'm scared.
Nah, we're going to talk about the industry. We're going to talk about cannabis. We're going to talk about all kinds of things.
He's
going to be fun. He's been around a long time, eh? Like
19 albums or 18 albums. Yeah.
I was messaging back and forth with Al the other day. Al reached out to me and he's like, I got a couple of kayaks. Why don't we head over to here and do some kayaking? Unfortunately, I didn't see the message until the next day, but
Oh,
I had to tell him, I'm really not that outdoorsy. I'm more than happy to sit on the bank of the river and smoke some joints and
throw a fishing pole.
But man, I don't know if your boat will hold me up.
Kayaks, yeah, I have an issue with kayaks as well.
Yeah,
They
but
make them
here's,
for big guys. They make them, but they're like $700 for
oh,
the
my wife was laughing at me. She's like, I just want to be there to see you get in and out of that thing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But,
No, Mrs. Hippie goes kayaking all the time now, and she's constantly because we have a cute
Yep.
little lake in my development. She's
Oh, nice.
constantly harassing me to go and kayak with her, and I'm like, I am not gonna be that dude rolling around on the ground trying to get a kayak off my fucking ass.
No shit. Eh?
It's stuck to my ass. I'm on my belly. The shit's rolling around. I can see it now. Help me!
No.
Somebody get this kayak off my fucking legs.
I have a hard enough time getting up off the floor if I lay down to play with the dog,
Right.
you know?
Right. I don't even know why I'm going camping, man. I am too old for this. I don't even know how. I am going to sleep standing up because I don't know if I lay down on the ground, if I'm ever getting back up.
Well, I tell you, they got some really, really good air mattresses now. Like,
yeah.
I was not a
I've heard
believer
that.
in air mattresses, but when I go to
I need
Montreal,
one of them ones that's like really firm on the edge so that my fat ass doesn't just like bloop and slide right off of it, you know?
yeah, like my daughter's got one now that I can lay on it and I don't touch the floor.
Yes,
And it
that's
stays
one
that
I
way
want.
all night long, which is
Yeah, that's even more impressive when you wake up in the morning and you're not laying on the ground anyway. You're like, well,
Yeah,
that started out all
yeah,
right,
well,
but I'm now
no,
sleeping on the floor anyway.
what I was saying about Muck Sticky being around for a while, it's because Al had seen the little promo clip I put up, the video, and he said, I heard his music like 10 or 12 years ago, he was telling me, and I was like, wow,
Oh yeah,
you know, long time.
He's oh, Crystal, you are too busy. You're gonna have to take the days off now that we're on in the daytime.
That's right.
Too much
Yeah,
work.
I think because we would do it sooner, Crystal, but I'm moving in a couple of weeks, and Hippie's tied up this weekend. But if Master Roshi can squeeze it in on the first Saturday in October, we should be good to go, eh?
Yeah, I'm good.
How's that for you, Hippie?
I'm good. I'll write it on my calendar now. I mean, you know, well, I only have a soft.
Yeah, let us know. And get some rest, Crystal. Have yourself a nice gummy.
Oh, they had the whole
Hop on a
weekend.
movie,
Yeah. Oh,
and
no
just
wonder.
chill. That's the way to do it.
Go to sleep.
Face red heart, shape face red heart, shape face red heart, shape face red heart, shape face red heart.
Oh, thank you, Tina. I would assume that's a very nice thing.
It's so funny how that comes across, right?
All right.
With,
All right, before we get too far, let's go. 9/11. Where were you, Dr. High?
me, I was at work that day, but as soon as we heard what happened, the boss shut down the office and we all screwed off to a restaurant down the street. And we sat in a restaurant and drank beers and watched the CNN or whatever news it was they had on that day. We sat there for hours watching in just total disbelief, you know, but I'll never forget that day. It was kind of a mind-blowing day. But I do have a question about that day. I'm not sure that a plane actually crashed into the Pentagon because there was no wreckage at all. That plane must have been like a magical plane. It must have crashed and then evaporated because that was the one place that you never saw anything. But there's some funny business with 9/11 anyway.
Anyway,
you know?
You
Yeah.
don't do that shit here.
Which it's at.
You're in your conspiracy theories.
Well, you know, it's not just me.
No, I know it's a million of them. You guys, yes, I understand. Listen, I listen. I don't try not to get involved in any of it. I just try to live. My new thing is Yodo. You only die once.
Yeah, no shit.
You only
Thank
die
God
once.
for that, eh?
And I'm gonna live my best life.
Well, hopefully it'll be a good death.
I ain't gonna worry about no aliens. I ain't gonna worry about no spaceships. I ain't gonna worry about no. I don't care as long as I'm not the one dying in that
I
situation.
saw an interesting piece of video right before that earthquake hit Morocco this weekend.
Crazy.
There was some. Yeah, and it's going to go up from there.
Oh, they haven't even started looking yet because the place is still
No.
shaking and falling down.
Yeah, that's a real horrible situation.
Prayers
But
there, man. Yeah.
There was some weird light going on in the sky right before that occurred. You know, so that was
Aurora
pretty crazy.
Borealis.
And another thing we haven't. No, it was more like UFO. That's what it looked like to me. It didn't look like anything I'd ever seen in the sky.
Why do you guys do so many mushrooms?
But you know what's interesting? You remember when they had that huge explosion in Lebanon a couple of years ago from the ammonium nitrate in the port storage? There was another one that just happened in Tianjin, China, that we haven't seen on the news yet. But I saw somebody was
Good morning, Maria.
Was shooting a video of that from their apartment balcony, and they were far enough away, but not that far away. And that was unbelievable. There were 3 or 4 massive explosions. Like, that's got to have done some serious damage. And there's got to be a lot of people that have been hurt in that too. But I haven't seen it on the news, which is kind of weird.
Well, I don't think China really shares much of their shit with us anymore. They're not really friendly with us. But
that's a huge event, right? Like, that's not something small. That's a really incredible event that occurred there. So,
well, if it's not on the news, then it's not real.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's the other way around.
Oh. Anyway, I was working. I had just I don't remember where I remember where I was working. My wife and I had just gotten a new apartment, and we just had my daughter. My daughter was less than a year old. She was born on
22 years ago now, eh?
Can I fucking talk? Yes. Yeah. No, it's more. Is it 22? Yeah. Because she's 23. Yeah. So yeah, she's 23. So yeah, she was just about a year old. September, October. Yeah. So it happened on September 11th. She would have been a year on October 23rd. All right. So she was 11 months old. I was at work, and I was always in food service. So I was in between jobs. So I took a quick job at the local grocery store in the deli, and I was working as a slicer on the deli, cutting meats all day. And all of a sudden, we didn't know anything. We were all working. We were all just kind of chilling and hanging out, serving deli meats, and making the tater salads and the stuff for the deli, And all of a sudden, the phone rang, and my boss was like, and I don't get calls at work, and this is before cell phones, even maybe, or right around when cell phones might have first came out.
Yeah, that's back when they were.
Because I didn't have a cell phone in my pocket because my boss.
Well, there was no smartphones.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But my wife was like on the main phone in the building, and he was like, "Hippie, your wife's on the phone." He didn't say Hippie; he said my real name, but Hippie, your wife's on the phone. And I was like, "All right." And I was like, "This is kind of strange." And I answered the phone, and she was in like shock, crying, like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "What's going on? Are you all right?" And she has the baby. I'm like, "What's going on? Are you all right?" And she's like, "You don't understand. A plane just crashed into one of the twin towers." And I'm like, "What?" And then I turn to everybody in the deli that's hanging there, and they're like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Holy shit." And I'm getting goosebumps again now. And so then she's on the phone, and she's crying, and she's like, "You don't understand. The building is on fire. There's people running, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh my God." And she says she saw it on the news, like as the plane went right into the building. It was live on the air.
One.
Yeah, she watched it go right into the building on the air live, and she was just screaming. And then, then everything kind of goes black from there. Everybody, the grocery store was mobbed within minutes. People were buying everything. We were sold out of everything. I finished out my shift, I guess. They didn't let us go home. I don't know. I don't remember. Like I said, it kind of went black from there. We're on Long Island, so we're kind of trapped out there. There's nowhere to go. The city is where it's blowing up.
Can you see New York City from Long Island?
We could see the smoke. You can't see the city from Long Island.
You can't see the skyline or anything.
I mean, closer parts of Queens and into the closer into the island, but I'm further out on the island. I'm out towards the middle of the island, out towards the east end, if anything. And so we could see smoke in the sky, but it was just fucked up. It was really just the most craziest day ever, because then I guess I don't really remember. My wife probably remembers better because she's got a better memory than I do. But we got home, and I just remember being on the news for the next like 25 years, like every day for months, every day, just talking
Yeah.
about it and how horrible it was.
But that was the day.
I went, I'll tell you another story. I went there like less than 2 weeks after it happened. I was on the property in there. I could see the smoldering building. It was crazy. So they finally, I don't remember exactly the date, but I had season tickets to the Jets, and it was the first time the Jets were going to play after 9/11. And it was spring training. It was like preseason game, and it was against the 49ers. I remember that. And me and my buddy Tony went to it, and we drove into the city. We drove into New Jersey and went to the game. And then we were on our way home, and my friend Tony, he's kind of strange, a great guy, a little older than me, great guy. But he's into that kind of stuff. And I was like, dude, he made a left turn. And I'm like, where are we going? And he's like, we're going to try to see how close we can get to the Twin Towers. And I'm like, well, what's left of the Twin
To the
Towers?
Twin Holes.
Yeah. Well, there weren't holes. There were still parts, and it was crazy. Wait, I'm going to tell you. So, we go there, and you wouldn't believe every street corner in New York had military men in full battle array with guns drawn. All right. So we park and we just start walking, right? And we're just moseying around, walking our way towards. Nobody stopped us. Walking past military with guns pointed, and they just didn't say a word.
You don't look like a terrorist.
Well, I guess, but it was like less than, I'm telling you, like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month after. But it was it was so close. Because I had the clothes. I don't know if I still have them, but I brought those clothes home that night. My jersey was ruined because all you could smell was death, body, dirt, fire, smoke from being there, just walking around. Every building was just covered in dust and just, oh my God, and like everything. And then it was so far close enough after that the pictures of everybody that was missing and who was hurt and who was
still posted
everywhere, every window, every door, every building, everywhere. We got so close to it that it was crazy, that I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, because they were still digging and moving metal, and you could still see flame. And that's how, it was still smoldering weeks later.
Well, that's because of thermite, eh?
I don't know what it was. I was high, but
it wasn't from the airplane.
And the Jets lost, so I was sad.
Yeah, that was the thermite they used to bring down the building.
It was a very, very sad. It was a crazy experience for us, him and I, because like I said, when we came home and I walked into the house and my wife was like, where the hell you been? The game ended hours ago. And I was like, Tony took me on a venture.
Right.
He's the godfather of my daughter. So he's still Uncle Tony took me on an adventure to New York to go stop and see what we could see, and cannot believe how close we got and what's going on. Like, holy Christ, it was the weirdest, eeriest, creepiest, fucked up feeling ever in my entire life. And I kind of black it out because I don't really talk about it because it's 22 years ago. But now that we're thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I remember like people writing in the dust on the windows, help, I can't find my family, just everything. You couldn't believe the carnage, the horror, craziness. Anyway, that's it for that story.
Yep. Well, that was the day Americans lost their right to privacy and true freedom.
Well, there we go again. You know what day it is, Dr. High? It's Monday.
Monday.
You know what that means?
No.
It means it's the day that I show my plant.
Oh, that's right. Did it get transplanted?
Yes, 3 days ago.
Oh, very good.
It was transplanted.
Does it look better?
It has not died. there's some leaves that are still not too good. I'm going to ask your opinion on them
Is
today.
it looking better since you transplanted it?
Oh, she looks so pretty.
Yeah. So
I want to
it's
do it.
responded well after the transplant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Good.
She looks
Good.
good. The only thing is
Good.
that I'm gonna have to take a break because the big guy's gonna have to, because now it's in a bigger pot and it's gonna be a whole ordeal to get it up here on the table.
You need
Oh,
a
yeah.
weed can. You need to set up a little camera right on the
You're
plant so
lucky
you
I
can
got
monitor
this.
it.
You're lucky I got this damn camera set up, let alone a weed cam. I can't even
You
figure
need
out
a
what the.
weed can.
I don't know how we get on the air every day. I'm like, are we here? Is this happening? Is this real life?
With days like today, I'm not sure I do either.
Listen, we're not
Fuck me, man.
glitching.
So
There's
frustrating.
no glitching, no nothing. Everything's going well. Shh.
Yeah, it's
So,
okay.
yeah, we're good. We're good.
It's good. It's
All right.
good.
It's
good.
I'm gonna bring my planta. Let me set up the commercials because we got commercials coming up.
How you doing, Troy? We got
Yeah,
some
say
people
hello
out
to
there.
everybody.
Chardell. How are you, Chardell?
Hi, Chardell. How are you? Good morning, everybody. All right, and now I got the commercial set up. I'm gonna bring the plant up and we'll show it, and then we'll discuss it after the commercial break. All right, how's that sound?
What are we going to discuss? Your plant?
Yeah, well, we'll discuss what you want me to
Or
do.
9/11 conspiracy theories?
No. No. Today is not the day to discuss
Come on,
conspiracy theories. There's a
just
lot
let me
of
think a
people
little bit.
There's a lot of people out there who lost loved ones on this day, and they don't want to hear your conspiracy crap. And some might, but some don't. You know, today is not the day. You can discuss it
That's
tomorrow.
because people don't want to think about the reality of what really happened.
Well, whatever, but it's today. Today's not the day. Today's the day to remember all the 5,000 people that died that day.
But we can't do it tomorrow. We got Mike Sticky.
Well, maybe he wants to talk about it with us.
Nah, I'll keep my sentiment to myself for today.
All right, I appreciate that. All right, so I gotta lay down. The hippie's gonna put me down, and I'm gonna go lay back there for a minute because this.
So what I'll do is I will address Garrett's earlier question.
Okay.
Where he said, Dr. High, how does that work with your t-shirts? I've been wanting to make t-shirts for a long time. Do you print them or are they all done online through another company? I do them all with a production partner because it's just much easier, right? You don't know if they're going to sell or they're not going to sell. You have thousands of people competing with you. No matter what product you make and you're trying to sell online, you have a ton of competition. So for you to make a design, go out and print 50 of them and then hope to sell them, well, then you're really investing money that you never know you're going to get back. So the best thing to do is to take on a production partner, somebody like Printful, who basically you're the designer and you're the retailer, and Printful is your production partner. So you do your designs, you upload them to Printful on T-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, notebooks, footballs, whatever you really want to put it on, phone cases, any of that stuff. And when someone places an order, the order is fulfilled by your production partner. So they actually make the product and they take care of the shipping and that for you. So it's really kind of hands off. Once you've done the designing and you've got everything set up, then you really just need to sell the product somehow, whether it's through an Etsy store like mine, whether it's through Redbubble or Shopify or through a website or whatever you want to do. That's really the way that I go about it. Of course, it's a little more expensive like that, simply because you can use Printful, you can use Printify, you can use T-Launch. There are a fair number of companies that do what they call print on demand, and that's basically what it is. It's print on demand products. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. Pretty simple process. It's very labor intensive. But if you ever want to start an Etsy store, let me know, Garrett, because I'll send you a link. And with that link, you can put up your first 40 products for free. And I will get 40 products also.
All right, dude.
It's a little blurry. You're too close to it, I think, with the camera. You got to pull back a little bit. It just isn't focusing. Are you guys smoking some this weekend, Kelly? I'm sure that hippie's thinking about taking off the brown leaves and spinning them up. Might bring one with you.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's a little better. So now would be the time to take the scissors and snip off those dead leaves, because that plant's big enough that it can afford the loss. I see at least 2 that should come off, and maybe 3.
I see like 3 or 4, but
yeah, it's just hard to tell from where I am. But I can see for sure 3 that should come off of it.
I mean, it's solid already. It's already feeling good. And I'm shaking the wrong hand here.
Well, if you saw that picture I posted from behind the dispensary here, where they're growing in that dilapidated greenhouse with garbage all around them, and they're healthy and big and happy. So, you know, cannabis is a pretty hardy plant. So you have to truly abuse it. But it's looking good. It's looking healthy once you get those couple of leaves off there. Yeah.
I already removed one.
Now you're going to dry those up and smoke that with Kelly this weekend, eh?
Lori, she seems to like it.
Mm.
There's number 2.
Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. I'm not so sure I'm all that intelligent, and I'm sure my wife would have a different opinion than you do, but I definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much.
3.
Yeah.
What do you think of this one?
That one should go 2. No benefit to it. It doesn't, it's losing its chlorophyll, right? And
chlorophyll, yeah.
What happens is that chlorophyll is really the catalyst for transferring the light into energy.
This one? See this one? It's got a little yellow and a little brown on the very tip.
How much big leaf is still left on the plant? Let me see. Can you pull back a little bit so I can see the whole plant?
Not very much.
Yeah, you can take that one too.
That's this one though.
Yeah, you can take that one.
It's a biggie. All right, hold on. I'm putting you down.
Okay. You still got 3 or 4 leaf sets above it, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch in the crotch there too. So
yeah. Well, those are the ones that you'll not just yet, but when your plant gets up to around 12 inches, you can start cleaning up all that little growth. But all that stuff right now are going to be branches. So
it looks a little flimsy now compared to what it looked like.
Well, it just doesn't look as solid, but it'll look good in a couple of days. Because those branches, all that stuff at the bottom, that's going to start to grow out now, right?
Yeah, like I see new branches already starting. Like where the old ones were dying, I see new branches already starting to come out.
Yeah. And then what we'll do is in maybe 2 weeks' time, we'll top that.
Well, now what's my light cycle right now?
You should be 18 and 6.
18 and 6. All right.
Yep.
All right. I thought it was still, most of the day until the transplant was taking place.
Well, 18 hours is most of the day.
Yeah, no, okay.
So, yeah, you want to give the plant, because they actually grow in the dark, but they absorb their energy in the light, right? So you want to give it some dark time.
All right.
But see, basically the chlorophyll in the leaves, what makes it green, is what is the part of the plant that's responsible for taking the light and converting it into energy for the plant. So when the leaf starts to lose its chlorophyll and lose its green, then it's lost its efficiency. It's like a solar panel that gets covered in a kind of film, right? And it can no longer absorb the light properly to convert it into electricity. So same idea. The song I am playing in the background makes this live a banger. Oh, nice.
She's had mushrooms. herbs.
It must be something off that old Looney Tunes album that we listened to when we were teenagers, like Purple People Eater. There are some great songs in that book back then.
All right, I am gonna go. I'm gonna play commercials. We gotta do commercials, bro. We were supposed to talk about
12:50.
commercials.
All right,
We'll be right back after the commercials.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, class, let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him at the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home. Where were you, Jill? Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away. Anyone want to come this weekend?
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week and find the fun, adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today, I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA. They are badass.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
WTHC, we're back. Thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out. You're hanging with Da.Hippie and DoktorHigh. We're talking weed as always. Well, we're talking a lot of shit today, but weed is what we're supposed to be talking about, DoktorHigh.
Yeah,
doing?
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just applying for a job.
Moonlighting?
No, as a project coordinator for fire protection services in Montreal.
Sounds interesting.
I don't know. Not really, but
like to do with weed.
Pay $70K a year, so I might as well roll the dice, right?
Sure. Take a chance on me.
Yeah, we should be watching Looney Tunes. We are the Looney Tunes, Fableland. Bad Bitch Energy by Shaken Blake. If my shoes don't like your background, which background? Mine or the hippies?
Oh, the one that's around us, probably.
Oh, I bet you they love it. Yeah, I wish I could have find that Muck Sticky image up there. I would have liked to use that in that little video. I tried to recreate my own.
Oh, it looks good. I like it. It came out
Yeah, it
great.
turned out okay. But worked out all right.
Yeah. So, what else? Anybody got any weed-oriented questions, or did we miss any questions that I didn't notice?
Pics of Chris's plants. Or just got new pics, Chris, of your plants? I seen them the other day with the video. I'm sure they haven't changed tremendously over the last couple of days.
No, it's not moving enough. It's boring. Oh.
What's that?
The background. She says it's not moving enough. It's boring.
It'd be fun to figure out how to make that like breathable.
There.
Here, let's see. Let's see if I can get Fable Ann up something that show. Oh no, I can't because it's not loaded in this one. I was going to pop up my mushrooms, but for some reason I'm not in my normal StreamYard account. So
how's that?
Oh, right. I know that picture.
I've seen this one before.
I know that picture.
Anyway, all right. So we did my plant, and I got the worm castings and the good sorrel.
And you mixed them all up nice, and then
I mixed it in a pot, and then mixed it back, and then I mixed it back, and then I mixed it back, and then I put a whole bunch of little rocks around the bottom by the holes, and then I dumped it all on top of it, and then I made a little hole in the middle, and I put her in there, and she looks good.
And it's responding well already.
How
were the roots when you popped it out of the cup? Could you see all the roots in the dirt?
Oh yeah, there was no dirt. It was just like a big pile of roots.
See, that's what I was told you when your plant was starting to suffer because it was most likely becoming root bound, eh?
Yeah, I kind of went and did the little squeeze to them a little bit to loosen them up a little because I didn't break them, I promise. That's
but you
why
don't need to do that.
Well,
there's no need.
Did it anyway. I have to be me. I have to be me.
You gotta mess with the program.
Right. I'm messing with the program a little because this is going to be the biggest and best plant ever.
Look, now they told me that knife was sharp, but I'm just going to touch it to find out.
Right.
And running with scissors, who knows? Who knows whether running with scissors is safe or not? Let me give it a whirl.
It's hot, but I'm going to touch it anyway.
Oh, burritos. I love burritos.
Burritos.
I love it. When I make them, I'll sit down and make about 30 at one time, wrap them all up and freeze them. They're the best when they come out of the freezer and heat them up in the oven. Oh, they're even better after they've been sitting for a month in the freezer. Love me some burritos.
So,
love them.
I'm excited. Gotta sniff that rag. Oh, yes, I know. She has a rag that she wants me to smell.
Why?
I think she's trying to kill me.
Ah. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it
I
is.
don't know why.
I don't know why either. I'm not mean to her.
No.
All right. So tomorrow, Muck Sticky's coming here, and we're gonna hang out. You have a whole bunch of questions for him?
No.
Are you gonna have a whole bunch of questions for him?
Maybe.
I hope so, because
maybe
I've already talked to him.
Hi, you should have people send you their journal information back, and then take all the info and build a legit cannabis encyclopedia. Yeah, it would be interesting. The only thing is, Garrett, is that really growers are very individualized, right? If you fill a room with 100 growers,
right, some might take their roots and break them up.
No, I don't know any grower that would do that, to tell you the truth.
Come on,
that's detrimental to the plant. It's like you going.
I didn't break them,
and just clipping a couple of blood vessels. Just
I didn't break them. I put them into shock.
Okay.
Like you do with your plant with the wind. It was kind of like a shock thing to the roots.
The roots are pretty important, and there's no real need to shock the roots. But when you do shock the roots, you know what a good time to do that is?
When?
Your last week of flower. So what you do is for the final 2 weeks, you don't want to give it any nutrients at all. You just want to feed it water.
Good,
Just
because I
water.
haven't given it any nutrients yet.
But in the last week, it's actually quite effective to take ice and put it around the base of your plant. So you cover your dirt and around the stem of the plant with ice. And that puts the trichrome production into overdrive because the plant gets the impression that winter is coming
freezing,
and my life is just about over. I better
Yodo.
make those seeds.
Once.
I better make those seeds, you know?
That's my new
And that's what
phrase.
it's trying to do.
Yodo. You only die once. Yodo. So yeah, that plant gets into Yodo phase. You only die once, and it's like, yeah, let's get everything up there and get it out before we die.
I actually picked up some nice weed this morning. I got some Jack Herrera.
Oh, I had that recently myself.
Yeah, not something you find very often. Not something I find very often. And I got another strain called Moon Rocks. And I had to laugh at the guy at the dispensary. I said, that doesn't look like any Moon Rocks I've ever made. You know, I don't know why somebody would name a strain Moon Rocks because it doesn't make sense, right? A Moon Rock is a totally different thing. So why would you name your strain Moon Rocks? I didn't get it, but it looked beautiful. So I picked up a 1/4 ounce of that and a 1/4 ounce of the Jack.
Oh, of the Moon Rocks? You picked it up even though it doesn't make sense to you?
Yeah, but the weed looked great. It smelled even better.
Smelled good and looked good. See, that's what I like about your dispensaries up there. We were saying that the other day. You could look and smell. I can't see or smell shit. Now, I love my girl at my dispensary. She's beautiful. She's cute. She's sweet. She's very smart. She knows what she's doing, but she kind of screwed me again. I was looking at the dates, and I got a May one over here. That's a little old, right? June, July, August, September.
You know what? It doesn't really matter if you're getting something like.
It's in a glass jar.
Well, it's not that. Does it have a little humidity pack in it?
Yeah, and it had a seal on the top. You know, like
that helps.
Pull-off seal.
Possible. When I was running the packaging line, the equipment that we were using to pack our 8s and our 1/4 ounces was a nitro tin line. So basically, once the cannabis came out of the scales, because we had mechanical scales, right? So the scales did all the weighing, and it was weighed 3 times as it come down. Yeah, that looks good. So once it was into the can, and think of a tuna can, it passed into the next chamber where it was injected with liquid nitrogen.
Yeah,
and
you
then
said that
sealed
before.
right away.
You've said that before, right? Where you say the ones with the cans with the peel back tops are the best ones.
Yeah, if they're nitro tin and they've been infused with nitrogen before the lid goes on, because nitrogen removes all the oxygen.
Right.
And that really that would give that cannabis a shelf life of years, really.
Not to contradict ourselves from yesterday or Friday show. What's today? Monday, Friday.
We're talking about couch weed.
When we were talking about finding our weed 5 years later, and it actually increased in CBN and CBG and CB whatever and ACDC and all those other things that are in there. Now, Mrs. Hippie is a little pissed at you. I didn't want to have to tell you this.
All right, shoot.
She's not mad. She's mad at me.
Oh.
But I blamed you.
Okay.
I said, DoktorHigh and I did the math, and it's not going to work. We can't vape and help me quit smoking nicotine. It's not going to work.
Why?
Well, because it's going to be just as expensive, if not more. I mean, it's not going to, it's not.
We did the math. It really wasn't.
Well, sir, when we did the math, you said that I will get 2.5 of these little bottles. That's only going to last me 2 weeks, probably 2.5 weeks, maybe a bottle a week. So I would end up, I don't know, I guess what'd we say, 57 is what I spend.
Yep.
For my bottle there.
Yep. And we're going to be able to make a 30 ml bottle for
It's a 120 ml bottle.
Right,
that
but
I
I'm
have.
just going to do it at 30 and then multiply it by 4. You know what I mean?
You
Because
like
then
to
we'll
do
get
that
to 120.
math shit.
Yeah, but basically you're looking at CBD, $1.
Here he goes again.
The THC is the killer for you because
I'm
you've
not.
got to buy the distillate, right?
I wasn't planning on putting any THC in it at all.
Oh, if you don't put THC in it at all, then it's way cheaper.
Right?
Way.
No, I wasn't planning on putting any. I was still going to do my THC on the side.
You're gonna make 120 ml CBD oil
Yeah.
for like $6, $7.
Right. But the inconvenience of it all is, well, hopefully they have a bigger container. But I didn't see, like, when you go, you click until you get to the 10 grams, and then it doesn't go click anymore. It stops at 10 grams. So I'm not sure they have more in a bigger quantity.
Well,
but,
this is the thing. You just buy 10 grams, 10 grams, 10 grams, 10 grams, and they only got to ship it in one box. They can't charge you $15 shipping for each 10 grams, right? Because that would be mental, and you wouldn't do business very long like that.
Good point.
So they only got to ship it to you one time. So your shipping should remain at $15, and you just buy multiple containers at $10 each. You spend $50, you got 50 grams, and you still only pay $15 for the shipping.
You're a genius. That's why I keep you around. All right, it's gonna work, Mrs. Hippie. She's not gonna be mad at you because you fixed it.
But if you're not going to use any THC or any kind of concentrate in there, you'll want to put some flavor because it's not going to taste very good.
Well, is it going to taste like shit, or is it just not going to have a taste at all?
It's probably going to be a little bit like
shit,
not tasty. Yeah, I don't know about shit, but
well, you've never really tasted shit, have
not,
you?
it's not going to be delish. Let's put it that way.
Right. Well, so I got to go to the terpene store, and I'm going to order a 10-pack of that shit.
I actually just found. Hold on a second. I'm going to grab them. I found the other day. I looked in a box.
Right.
Terpenes.
You have terpenes?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to send terpenes across state lines?
So this was a new company in Canada that I did some business with called Space Bear.
Space Bear?
Space Bear. And these are terpenes from Space Bear.
Shout out to Space Bear.
This is a little bottle, a little jar of terps. Right
Is
here.
It's liquid?
I haven't opened this in at least 6 years.
Oh, good.
And it's still intense.
What is
it 6 years later.
What does it smell like?
This one smells very very piney and earthy, this particular one.
I could smell it over here, yeah.
But I have 5 different ones here. What do I got? I got higher, I got focus, I got calm. I got
whoa. These terpenes can make you do stuff too?
Well, absolutely. What do you think makes marijuana do things?
I don't know anymore.
mean,
I'm so confused. So
The high,
I don't even
the
need
high
to,
is the high, right?
Wait, can I just fucking drink terpenes and get high?
Yeah, you can actually. No, you don't get high from terpenes, but you'll get some medicinal benefits such as alertness.
Oh, so like St.
Energy,
John's wort. It's like St. John's wort or something, like
Yeah, because those are the kind of things that are in these natural healing remedies, the stuff you buy, your supplements, because all plants have terpenes.
Dude, I'm hitting the pen over here and I'm getting higher and higher. I got questions now. I'm getting stoned. So what actually gets me high? What gives me this recreational feeling that I love so much?
THC.
So it's not the terpenes.
No, THC gets you high. Terpenes shape the high.
Shape it into what?
Well, sometimes you smoke a joint, you'll get sleepy, you'll be on the couch, you'll get the munchies. That's
Right.
terpenes. Sometimes you smoke a joint, you can become invigorated, you become creative, you feel giggly. That's terpenes. You know what I mean? It's the terpenes that really shape the direction of the high.
Now,
But
what is
high
your
itself,
what is your knowledge on terpenes?
well, consider I got
I
a whole
mean-
section of them is cannabis medicine.
All right. Well, my
Yeah.
question is, and I haven't read Is Cannabis Medicine yet. I'm not much of a reader. I'm waiting for Mrs. Hippie to put it on book on verbal so I can listen to.
Oh, those terpenes smell awesome.
Oh, I don't want to listen to her for 12 hours reading Is Cannabis Medicine.
No, I'm just smelling the terpenes on my hand from opening that
I'm
jar.
on a different subject over here. I just gave myself nightmares over here. You're telling me Mrs. Hippie's gonna read the book and then I gotta listen to it verbally for 12 hours? That's gonna kill me.
Well, you might learn something.
Yeah, but I listen to her voice all day.
But you got a studio there.
But I still have to hear her voice reading the book.
Well, I caught a little bit of her live last night just for a minute or two as I was scrolling through, and she has a nice voice, so I don't understand why it's an issue. But of course, I've never heard it yelling at me, so it might sound different then.
There's a difference.
You know what I mean? I can't
yelling at you nonstop. It's different. It's a different tone.
Yeah.
And she's in here pretending to be positive and pretending all this crap. I'm like, oh, I wish I was married to that woman. Oh, crazy bitch. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Mississippi. No. Seriously though. So terpenes. So I want to find terpenes that are gonna be sort of like a sativa, but don't give me that anxiety. Help me
No,
out.
what you should do is
me out, bro.
when you look at the terpene store, okay, because that's where I would suggest you buy your terpenes. If you're American and you wish to buy terpenes, this place is in Florida. It's called the Terpene Store. I ordered from them many times. I spent a ton of money with them.
If you're Italian or anybody else, you're not allowed to buy it.
Well, no, I mean, you could from anywhere because they can ship across the border. I had no problem getting them into Canada. So you can, but what I'm saying is it's inexpensive and they have more than 100 strain replications, exact terpene profiles. So basically all you want to do is go onto the terpene store and think about the types of cannabis that you've smoked in the past that you really liked. Other than kosher tangent, because I know for a fact they don't have it. I looked for it the other day.
I know we were looking it up, but here we go. This is an issue, Dr. High. How do I say this without pissing you off? I've never really kept a journal of what I like and what I don't like, so it would be like starting fresh.
Well,
I still go
today, for just $9.99. You can go to Dr. High's AI Haze and get your medical patient consumption journal. So
I
you
was
can
not
start
trying
to
to
track
lead
what
into
you're
a
doing.
commercial. I was talking to you serious.
Don't open the door, bro. I'm going to come through.
I saw you. You went right through that door. You were like, damn.
Absolutely. No, but
hold up your tarts while you're at it there, young man. You didn't hold up your tarts and talk about them yet.
because I haven't had a tart yet. But now that you're talking about it, get your mushroom tarts, drhigh.com.
drhigh.com. Stop on by.
I'm down to just 3 in this bottle.
Oh, you're down to 3. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got 2 more though.
Oh,
But yeah, like I'm sure that you have memory of the past of something you smoke, like let's say a sour diesel or a not super lemon haze. You wouldn't like that. That's a sativa. Just look through, you'll recognize the names.
No.
Well, then
I'm too high to remember
just
any of
search
that
by
shit.
indica.
Yeah, I mean but I want to, because there are sativas out there that make me feel great and don't go too far where I have the anxiety or I get that manic feeling because I guess some people
I
may
can't-
claim that I'm bipolar or something.
I can't really advise you on that because
Good are you?
it's hard to say, right? Because you say some sativas work and some sativas don't work for you.
Right.
Some
I
are
mean,
good and some are negative. But
what I need to do is I got to go in and buy sativas from here on out be crazy for a couple months. Mrs. Hippie, I'm going to be crazy for a little while. But then when I get it figured out, the ones that are good, I can write down, right? I write them down. And the ones that are bad, I write them down and I throw the bad
this would
ones
be the
away.
thing to do. Go to the terpene store and buy a pack. Instead of just buying one type of terpene, you can get an assortment pack, right? An indica, a sativa, or you can pick them and put together 5 different ones, 3 indicas, 2 sativas, and you can test them in your vape.
Well, I mean, all right.
You don't have to spend the money on the weed itself.
Right. I was going to say, are we getting off task here? Are we getting out? I think we're on to something else. We're still talking about my CBD. You're right. So the terpenes are, I mean, what is a sativa terpene going to taste like? What, give me a sample, an example of some names of some
limonene
sativa terpenes.
Limonene is a big one.
Limonene. I like that. Isn't that good?
Your 2 kind of main ones would be limonene and myrcene. Limonene is more prevalent in sativas.
Tom, have a great day, brother.
In indicas.
Right.
Thanks for stopping by, Tom. Good to have you today. So those are really the most prevalent there. And then you got pinene, which gives you the pine smell. You got linalool. You got beta carotene, which is the peppery one. So there are quite a few terpenes. Like in the book, I've done 15 terpenes, I believe, most commonly found in cannabis. And then there's others that are there to a lesser degree. It's like major and minor cannabinoids, right? All weed has THC, unless it's hemp, and then all of it has CBD and very little THC. And most cannabis has a lot of THC and very little CBD.
Commercial.
Okay. Good.
Right now, our country
We'll be right
is
back.
divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I got to tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is.
Oh, back to
with
work, Timmy?
aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus,
Great.
it's sponsored
That
by
means it's coming towards
AARP,
me.
so you know they got your back. Woohoo! Snarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates. Herbs! With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
All right, bud. Have a good day at work.
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 5, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located at 2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
D-Flow. Smoker.
I'm a stoner, a roller, a real dope smoker, toker, a loner, dope smoke choker, play owners for pounds that they're growing, tobacco in the bone with trees, real smoker. I'm a stoner, a real dope smoker, toker, a loner, dope smoke choker, play owners for pounds that they're growing, tobacco in the bone with trees, real moker. I'm a real one, 100 double lows at the end. I keep it real. Don't play pretend, don't pay fuck handouts, I earn dividends. Spend my way to the table, hard work with my friends. Don't trick, small shit, gon' turn to big hits. Picking up the game for missions of success. Bro, that's my team, we gon' plan for the best. Shout out Kizzy Test, we eat with our friends. Roller J, put the hash in it. Hit it twice, then we passing it. Got an ash, then we tapping it. Got an ash, then we tapping it. Roller J, put the hash in it. Hit it twice, then I'm passing it. Got an ash, then we tapping it. Got an ash, then we tapping it. I'm a stoner, a roller, a real dope smoker, toker, a loner, dope smoke choker. Play poker with owners for pounds that they're growing. Tobacco in the bong with trees, real moker. I'm a stoner.
That's from my mom.
A loner, dope smoke choker. Play poker with owners.
You have canceled this, right?
Baptism up, you can never put me down. Smile on my face, I'll never be a frown. 10 toes, so I'm walking on the ground. Smoking the air, equivalent to a pound. I'm happy, no ego, I'm me, who are you? Blaze from the hash in a row, keep me cool. Don't need nobody, myself, not a fool. My brothers around, they license the tool. Baptism up, y'all can never put me down. Smile on my face, so I'll never be a frown. 10 toes on the floor, so I'm walking on the ground. Smoking the air, equivalent to a
Because I can send it back right now. We don't use it.
Who are you? Blaze from the hash in the road, keep me cool. Don't need nobody, myself, not a fool. My brothers around, they license the
You
tool.
talking to me? You talking to
No,
me?
I was talking to my wife. Yeah, you can take it. Yeah, my wife just went to get the mail, but like you know, I live on a compound, right? So she brings in my mother's mail, my brother's mail.
Everybody's very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Now you just have to deliver it all. WTHC, good afternoon. 122 over here on the East Coast. Good golly, this day is flying by.
Yeah.
122 already. I can't believe it. I feel like I've only been on a couple hours and it's already been like 6. Whew.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
haven't heard this. This is for the first. I wasn't on the computer until I tried to get into StreamYard today. Today is going to be a day where no work gets done.
Yeah, feeling lazy. Should I play the lazy song?
Well, no, it's not that.
Hey,
But
I don't feel like
I'm motivated from like 4 a.m. till 2 p.m. Except on the weekends. Like this weekend, I put in I started probably about 5:45 in the morning both days, and I finished around 3 yesterday and around 3:45 the day before. So I got a lot of hours in this weekend, so I don't feel so bad if I take today off, kind of just do the show and chill, and then
clean up around the house.
No, we have a very traditional marriage here, Hippie. It's a traditional marriage.
You should have just went with it. I was just trying to.
No. It was like my wife said to me the other day. She said, "Boy, the bottom of your feet are dirty." And I said, "If they're dirty, it's your fault." You know?
We can't- we big guys can't see the bottom of our feet.
That's true. I can't see the top either half the time.
Right.
It's a problem all the way around, you know?
I haven't seen my toes in years.
I got it.
From what I understand, I don't want to see them. So
you better watch out, though. Nick will be in here trying to get you to show him.
yeah, Nick has already tried to offer me money for my toe picks. Oh, I'm sorry, DJ Nephew Nick. I love you, buddy.
So I'm just going back to what
he's not even here to defend himself. I'm
Garrett
sorry,
said earlier.
Okay.
Garrett says, what I think is kind of crazy is when I was growing up, all you could find was brickweed. And just over time, I started getting good nug. And I haven't seen any shitty brickweed for years and years. And really, what happened there was brickweed came from outside of the country. So brickweed came from Colombia,
Colombian
Mexico,
brickweed.
Jamaica.
Damn
The brickweed was coming from out of the country. So in
a lot
order
of
to get it,
seeds and sticks and stems too.
yeah, but to
I
get it,
think they kept all the good stuff and they just sent the sticks and the stems and the seeds to us.
well, no, but what they
Uh,
did was they had to
compressed
get
style.
it through the border somehow, right? So they started compressing it and packaging it into big commercial kitchen size cans.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it would get packed tight into there, compressed into there. And they obviously were trying to get enough into a can to match the weight of what, let's say, one of those big cans of ketchup or one of those big cans of
Right, yeah. I guess.
peaches or something, right? So
Pickles.
they have to, because that's the first things customs going to notice. They're going to weigh the pallet, they're going to weigh the case, and they're going to say, weights are off. So they had to really compress that stuff and compress it to get it in there so that the weights
To
are right.
weigh whatever a can of peaches weighs.
Yeah, exactly. But now, most of the cannabis that's being consumed in the United States is being produced in the United States.
Woohoo!
Right? Some of it's still coming up from Mexico and stuff, obviously, but cannabis is so bulky that it's very hard to transport. Plus, it's got a huge odor, right? So it's very difficult to transport it in its proper condition. So most of it's coming from inside the country, and that's where the transition has come to getting decent product because it doesn't have to cross a border anymore. Hippie's got the edibles going on.
I'm
Hey,
trying.
Kelly's going to be upset with you because she's hoping you're going to keep that to smoke on the weekend. You got to roll that up and pass it over to Muck Sticky to fire it up.
I would never hand that to Muck Sticky. Oh my goodness, I'd be embarrassed.
You should be.
I heard rumors that there's going to be a 6-foot blunt there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Billy Blaze from Calligraphy and from the holistic cloud.
Yeah.
He's rolling a 6-foot blunt that's going to be there.
Well, just on for 420 celebration here in Canada, in BC, Dank Eye Beaver Juice, who has the group Bean Hub, and he also has the Phenoverse. Those are his groups. He's from BC. They rolled the biggest joint ever in the world. It was 64 pounds of weed, I think, was in it. It was unbelievable. It was like the biggest anaconda you've ever seen. But I think it was 64 pounds. I might be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. Because he posted it all up and everything. But could you imagine?
I can't even imagine a 6-foot. I'm having a hard time. I mean, an anaconda.
even,
As soon as you said anaconda, I had visions. I thought about.
Oh, it was
I was thinking of me in the
like this. It
I
was
was thinking of me in the bathroom. Yeah. As soon as you said anaconda, I was like, oh, I know what you're talking about. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Burn up, burn.
I resemble that remark.
Hippie needs his anaconda.
Anyway.
But yeah, but crazy. But that'll be fun. But
That makes sense,
really,
though.
like a big joint like that. I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm
it's
not even
for
worried
fun,
about
right? It's not.
Yeah.
Not
And
serious.
Yeah, it's just it's cool. It's
But
definitely
it's going to be a
cool.
very cool weekend for you.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, like you're going to have a blast. If I was able to enter the U.S., I'd have been very interested in this event.
Trash Panda. Well, the good news is that we are gonna be like I talked to you. You haven't heard it because I played it 3 times, but every time I play it, you're either talking or walking away. But the new sponsor, THC, Tailored Herbs and Concentrates, is putting on a festival next year.
Nice.
And they've already booked Muck Sticky, or they're trying to book Muck Sticky to do the show there next year. And we're all coming. So you're gonna be there next year, and it's also gonna be the TikTok 420 universe. Anybody that's in the 420 can come, because that they have that annual meetup every year.
Well, that's in New Brunswick, so that won't be too bad of a trip for me.
Well, it's not going
And
to be any worse than my fucking trip, buddy.
No, you'll have a long trip. Pennsylvania and New Brunswick is going to be
It's like
probably a
8
16-hour drive.
I think we timed it already. We looked at it at 16 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one. Even for me, it'll be probably 10, 11 hours.
Yeah, but it's only one way. I'm not coming back.
You won't want to once you get a taste of what's going up here in Canada.
I know. And I heard it does it. You don't live on ice. I always thought Canada was just all ice.
No.
Like the North Pole, Canada.
But I'll tell you what, when I lived in Windsor, we would see cars coming across the Ambassador Bridge from Detroit with skis on the roof in like June. Like people were really so stupid as they thought they was going to come over here and go skiing in June.
Of course, it's
now
there's
this
snow in Canada all year round.
Yeah, but you got to go all the way to Alberta or BC to find any snow in June.
It does have snow there all year round at some places in Canada, right?
Oh, on top of the mountains, on top of Rocky Mountains, yeah, but that's the only place.
You guys got Rocky Mountains too?
Yeah, of course, the Canadian Rockies.
You guys are just a bunch of copycats.
Well, it's the same. It's the same mountain chain, actually.
Oh,
it just stretches all the way from Colorado all the way up.
Oh, all right. I'll let it go then. I guess I'll allow it.
I think they're more spectacular here in Canada, though.
You say that about the waterfall too, the Niagara Falls. It's better on the Canadian side than the New York side.
It is. We got the Horseshoe Falls.
It might be true. I don't know. I've never been, but anyway.
But believe me, both our countries are totally fucked anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Food.
You know what I
That's
mean?
why I'm going to Costa Rica. I'm out of here.
You know, I had there was a time that we were looking at Costa Rica. I had some friends in Montreal that were building on Roatan, which is an island just off of Honduras, which is right down Costa Rica way. They were building a cannabis wellness center there. So it was a retreat where people could go, and it was all about using cannabis as healing and as medicine.
They stole my freaking idea, man. There's an island up by Nova Scotia. It's for sale for $2 million.
Is it Oak Island?
I don't remember the name. Yeah, it might be Oak Island, actually, now that you said it. I don't know, but there's an island up there for sale, $2 million. I planned on buying it and turning it into WTHC Island.
There you go.
And then going from there, building it and making yoga and a whole retreat area where you come and you stay for a couple weeks and we get you really high and you pay me lots of money.
Well, you know, that's the one thing that Canada hasn't gotten past yet is consumption lounges.
Puppets owning an island?
No, but we should have consumption lounges, right? But here we don't have them. Like you would think in a country where it's totally legal, recreational, medical, all of it, that we would actually have lounges where you could consume cannabis. And there have been a couple that opened in the country and they've had all kinds of legal problems and been shut down. And it's just not right, right? Like there are 1,000 bars, or probably way more than 1,000 bars, probably 1,000 just in Montreal. But there are plenty of places you can go and consume alcohol, but not one where you can gather with 100 or 150 people indoors and consume cannabis and listen to music. And
my buddy lives in Amsterdam, and it's the same thing still there. He used to be able to smoke inside. They've actually changed it now. You can go in and you can roll your joints inside at the bar, and then you have to go outside and smoke. You can't smoke inside.
Well, you know, this is the stupid thing, right? Because they put this under, the reason they ban it is because of smoking in a public place. It's not, they're not making a difference between cannabis and tobacco. They're just saying that it's the same like tobacco.
Right.
Can't smoke in a public place.
And if you say it's a cannabis place and you know you're going into a cannabis place, you're going to expect to smell cannabis.
Exactly. I mean, what the hell? Why would you know that? I mean, you're allowed to go to a bar if you don't drink, right? You can go to the bar and have a Coke.
I don't want to go to a bar because I can't stand the smell of alcohol.
No, but what I'm saying is
I want to go to a bar, so you're going to have to get rid of bars with alcohol in them. That's what I'm making my point. I
Yeah,
want to
so
go to bars,
it's
but I don't want alcohol. 'cause I
totally a double standard. And these fools in government who write policy side with the drug that does the most harm in society,
Right.
alcohol, as
Right.
opposed to cannabis, which does the least harm in society.
Right.
You know? But guess what? A lot of alcohol companies got a lot more money than a cannabis company does to put into lobbying and all that kind of
Paying
stuff.
off their government, paying
Yeah.
off the government. Yeah.
And you know, the truth is, if you ever want to understand what's behind anything, just follow the money. You know what I mean? People will say one things with their mouths, but watch where their money's going. That's the real truth, right? Not what they say, but what they do. What people say for a large part of the population, what people say is just lip service. Watch what they do. 'Cause
Right.
what they do is the truth. You know?
That's the truth right there, bro. You said
You know?
Reach.
What it comes down to.
Anyway, you want to talk about weed?
Well, haven't we been talking about weed?
I don't know. I'm lost.
That's what I thought we were talking about. We were talking about consumption lounges.
Oh yeah, consumption lounges. Yeah.
It was actually kind of interesting here. A little bit disappointing. Last weekend, the Conservative Party of Canada held their national convention. So it's where they get together all the delegates and party supporters, and they look at setting their policies for the next election cycle, right? What's their platform going to be? What kind of policies are going to bring to bear for the public? And sadly, they did have on the agenda to discuss the removal of taxation on medical marijuana. So I was kind of looking forward to seeing how that would play out, because that makes total sense, right? Like when I go pick up a prescription, I picked up a prescription today. There's no tax, right? Blood pressure medication, no tax. So why, if I'm a medical cannabis user, is there tax on my cannabis? And it's not small tax. It's big money. Last night, there was a special on National Geographic Television about cannabis. So 8 o'clock last night, they did a special about cannabis on National Geographic. And they were saying, I think the title of it, The War on Cannabis is Not Over, or The War on Weed is Not Over, right? And this is the reality of it. They have, the taxation is killing the cannabis industry because, like, okay, so let's take the company Miracle Grow. I'm sure we're all familiar with Miracle Grow, right? You can go up and buy the sticks, you can buy the nutrients, you can buy all kinds of stuff from Miracle Grow.
Yes.
Miracle Grow is
Shout out.
extremely interested in being in the cannabis space because what does Miracle Grow do? Helps gardeners produce the best plants possible, whether it be tomatoes, whether it be flowers, whatever it is.
We're here for you, Miracle Grow. If you love us, tell us. We'll be your sponsor. Yep.
And it just makes sense that they'd want to be in the cannabis space, considering the direction of cannabis.
Right. We're here
And
for
they wanted to be into it for quite some time. So they were talking with the president of Scotts Miracle Grow on the show last night. And they have had to set up a facility in Canada in order to do testing, real testing. They can't do it in the States. And it's not they can't do it in the States because they can't get licensed. They're a big enough company and they have enough money that they could become a multi-state operator, an MSO, just like Tilray and just like the companies that are producing the cannabis for you over there in the dispensaries and the medical, right? The ones you deal with. But in the States, because it's not federally legal, they can't write off the cost of doing business. So they can't write off the rent for the facility. They can't write off the salaries. They can't write off the packaging equipment. They can't write off the electricity. They can't write off any of these things. And he said because of that, cannabis producers in the U.S., 80% of their revenue goes to, 80% of their profit, let's say, after they've paid employees and rent and all this stuff, 80% of that leftover money goes to taxation. So imagine being a craft grower, and in California, a craft grower can grow 1 acre of cannabis. That's all they're allowed legally is 1 acre. But 80% of the revenue they generate goes to taxes because they can't write anything off. They can't write off their labor. They can't write off all the expenses a normal business does. So how are we ever going to find a level playing field for people to get into this industry and make a go of it? Right? So while on the one hand, while they're legalizing it and they're appeasing that segment of the population, they're making it exceptionally difficult for anybody who doesn't have massively deep pockets to be in the game. So they've really stacked it in favor of their, once again, supporters.
Right, which is the ones that are going to end up buying off your government and whoever they want, whoever's going to be, whether they're for it or against it. It's a big vicious circle of just crap.
Like, it's
And
really an unfair field, right?
And we're in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people in North America who have a great deal of experience producing this plant, who are very conscientious about how they do it, who really care about their final product and the product that comes to market. Yet those people don't have access to the game. They can't get in because the cost is so high to get in that it's restricted to those with the deep enough pockets, right? Which really keeps the legacy market out.
But that leads me to a question.
Yeah.
And I've asked you before, but what is what is a person who is interested in going into this field, because it's an up and coming field? I mean, where do they go? Where do they go? What's the way for somebody? I mean, growing it's not, I don't know. Is it worth it to grow?
And remember we talked about your son a couple of months ago?
Yeah. I'll bring it back up again because we have
knowing what I know now after seeing what's happened for the last few years here. I mean, we've got 5 years under our belts in Canada, right? The person that I know that makes the most money in the cannabis industry is a friend of mine who was the master grower at the licensed producer where I worked. Now, he got that master grower's position because he ran 2 hydroponic stores. So they were stores that sold Rockwool, Cocoa Choir, nutrients, lights. They sold all the growing supplies, right, to people who are growing. And as Edmonton became more populated with licensed producers, they needed a supply of growing materials. They needed access to nutrients. They needed access to lights, to drip emitters, to tubing, to all these things that Mario was already selling. So he has made so much money supplying the grower, supplying the cultivator, supplying the companies that grow. That's where I would put my money. I would either put it into the supply chain that supplies the cultivation facilities and the farms, or I would put it into the labs that will get the testing, because the testing is very expensive. Of course, they have to have equipment to test, but what that equipment costs compared to what it costs to run.
Now, what if your child or said kid isn't a lab type kid? He's more of a garden, get down and get dirty kind of kid. You know what I mean?
Then I would focus on gaining as much plant knowledge as I could, and then look at supplying your growers. You got to have the knowledge to work with cannabis growers, right? Because if you're running a store that sells all this type of equipment, then people who come in are going to have questions, right? Because sales aren't made because you have a product and because you sell it. Sales are made because you service a need for people, right? That's how you close deals. And knowledge closes deals. Information closes deals. When people come in and they have a question, if you don't have the answer, you're not making the sale. So when someone comes in and says, listen, this particular light, this LED light, am I able to adjust the spectrum so that I can change from the blue spectrum to the red spectrum when I change from veg to flower? Now, if I say, oh, I don't know, is that guy going to buy the light for me? No. He's gonna find somebody who does have the answer to the question. So
say, can I speak to your manager, please?
Yeah. So really, you have to become knowledgeable about your product and how that product is utilized by your customers. So he can still stay in the horticultural mindset, right? He can become a hobby cultivator on his own, grow his own 4 or 5 plants, just so that he's got real life knowledge. And that was the problem with the master grower I worked with, was that he did have real world knowledge. He had grown quite a bit for many years. He had run a lot of 100 bulb operations, 100 light operations, which is a fairly good sized grow. But Mario transitioned away from being the cultivator into being the supplier to the cultivators. So his knowledge base was based upon his learning from 10 years prior when he was hands-on growing, and the information that was passing to him from the people he sold product to, who came in and talked about their technique, who came in and talked about their results, who talked about the products that he was selling them, how they actually worked for him. So he could talk the game, but he was out of the loop. He wasn't an active grower. And that was the problem, because we had 6 cultivators there who worked underneath him, right? The original 6 that I worked with when I first started there. All of them active cultivators. We knew more about current technique than he did. The hands-on side of him, but he had an ego, right? He had this belief that he was super knowledgeable. And he was actually detrimental to the process, because he wasn't one who took well to criticism or was open to other people's ideas, because I guess he felt like it undermined his authority or undermined his position or made him look like he wasn't the most valuable part of the process, right?
He had as an ego, yeah.
Yeah, so
he had a reputation he wanted to uphold.
Yeah, and by the time I left there, I don't think he liked me very much, because I didn't hold back my tongue when I was talking, because I was management. By the time I left there, I was at the same level in the company as he was. So I was vocal about the fact that he was actually doing harm by not implementing his growers' suggestions. The people that he felt were good enough to grow, to bring in, to start an operation that cost $50 million to build, right? These people were talented enough, experienced enough, and knowledgeable enough that they were the first 6 he wanted in there. But yet they weren't talented enough, experienced enough, and knowledgeable enough to take their advice or to implement their suggestions, right? He just had to do it.
He just wanted you guys there because you were the names, and then he was like, now you're going to do it my way.
It was one of the most talented pool of individuals I have been around. You know what I mean? Their knowledge was incredible. We had a couple of guys there that specialized in genetics. They were breeders. You know what I mean? They were just, their knowledge was so far beyond mine, because I'm not really a cultivator at heart, right? I'm an extractor. I'm a product maker. These guys were true cultivators. I've done a lot of cultivation, so I know the mechanics. I understand it, but I don't love it. So because I don't love cultivating, I'll never be the best cultivator, because my passion isn't in that. I may become one of the best extractors or product manufacturers because that's passion for me, but cultivation wasn't. And I used to sit back and watch what was going on, and it was unbelievable. And I had no problem going to the owners of the company, to my boss, to the head of the QA and saying, listen, this guy's giving Mario some really, really good advice that's going to increase your yield and provide a better final product. But he won't implement the strategy. But they were so scared to lose him because not only would they lose a master grower, but they'd lose their supply chain of nutrients and rock wool and all the other stuff that they need to run the facility because they tied the two together.
Right.
So he was double dipping. He was making $300K a year.
Nice.
As the master grower, and then selling them another $3 million worth of product a year.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So he had them by the short and curlies. He's not there anymore.
All right. I got to do a commercial before I get in trouble.
Yep.
I love you.
Yeah,
you're very passionate today. You're very passionate.
Carenza, how are you?
That's our friend Pothead. Here's their new commercial. Hopefully she likes it. I hope she likes it.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs?
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located at
Pot
2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Let's go.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I got to tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love has no labels, and one small step are
I'd
helping
like to know the backstory about how that area became
and
called
life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so
interesting.
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they
Yeah,
can
that's
break down
exactly it,
boundaries
Garrett.
and
That's
connect with
exactly
human
what I'm
beings.
getting
At
at.
lovehasnolabels.com/one
Heard the
small
gold rush, the
step,
people
you
made
can
all
listen
the money
to
where the guys
amazing,
sold the hardware
life-changing
stores.
conversations and find simple
The
tools
miners,
to
the
start a
guys who
conversation of your own.
more than the
I know
gold
what
guys themselves.
conversation gives me hope.
It gives me
There's
a
always
lot
an exception, right? A couple of people
Take a
do
step toward
extremely
bringing
well.
our country and your
for
community
the most
together
part,
by having the courage to start a
Yeah,
conversation at
that's the way it is. You're going
lovehasnolabels.com/one
to have to
small
supply the
step.
industry that
A
actually
message
be in
from
it.
StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding.
Bin Laden's family on that flight.
Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With acretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you can make it out your
Did it
back.
sound okay, Corinne? I mean,
Now they
Pothead?
move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to
Where all the potheads
acretirement.org
go.
and start chatting with Avo today. That's
Did you hear that one, Pothead? You'll have a lot of people
and the ad
responding
council.
because there's a lot of them around.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even
What's
get a
your
mineral
plans,
spa unit for
man?
your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus,
Chill.
pay for any machine in full
Chill.
and get an extra filter free.
So,
Change your water
Garrett,
and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
I want to talk about that stuff.
WTHC, welcome in. We're back. It's a 154 over here on the East Coast. Big shout out to our new sponsor, TH&C, Tailored Herbs and Concentrates. I'm very happy to have you guys a part of WTHC Radio. Thank you so very much. What were you saying now? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, it's just Garrett wanted to have a conversation with me. I was just going to tell him, listen, send me a private message with a phone number. And yeah, we can talk about that stuff. That's not really for the show, but I'll definitely talk to you about how I do it. No problem. No problem. I'm not a hater. I don't mind competition.
Are you calling me a hater?
No, but people are out there, man. There's plenty of haters out there. You know why most people get busted?
I know.
Most people get busted because a snitch rats them out. And you know why the snitch snitches? Because they're jealous. Because somebody's got something better than them. And it's only because most of the time they're too damn lazy to do it for themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So somebody's giving them the impression in life that they're entitled and deserve something for no effort.
Yeah.
And that
boy, do I know that type.
man.
Boy, do I know that type.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
anyway,
if you don't put forth the effort, you don't get the rewards for the most part. Unless, of course, you're Hunter Biden.
why do you always have to go political? This is a weed radio show.
Oh, I'm trying to get the Secret Service to start listening to us.
Well,
so that maybe we can start having some influence at the White House level.
Remember, I have an illegal plant growing here.
But you want to test the laws. So
oh, that's right. But not with the Secret Service. I want the Yankee Doodle over here in town, the Andy Griffiths guy to come up here and get me, not the federal.
But if we really want them to come see you, we'll have to tell them that the plant is counterfeit.
It is.
Then they'll be there.
It's a fake plant. It's a rubber tree plant. Anyway, Sticky tomorrow, everybody. Make sure you're here. It is. It's going to be a lot of fun. I got to make sure that we got to test it today at some point.
How did that come around?
How do you mean? How did it come around?
Well, because it came kind of out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. Then you.
Well, because his concert.
Oh, really?
His concert is this week, and we're going to it. And we were hanging out in the back, chilling out in his Discord. He made a WTHC radio room.
Okay.
And we were chilling, and I have to give it all started because if we go way, way back, my friend Fable Ann said, you got to go check this guy out. He's pretty cool. And I was like, all right. And I was a little hesitant at first, but yes, but then I started hearing some of his songs, and I'm like, this guy is pretty freaking cool. And so then, anyway, long story short, we're in the back room, we're chilling out, we're doing dabs, I'm playing some tunes. I might have played some Muck Sticky, and but anyway, I said to him, I blame you. I'm not blaming you. I love you for it. It's not your fault. I love you. Thank you. Anyway, I said to him, listen, your show is coming up. Would you be interested in coming on and hanging out with Da.High and I and we'll talk about your show. We'll talk about weed. We'll talk about your music and he was like, absolutely. It sounds like a good time. I said, I'll have to send you an invite through because he doesn't have Facebook Messenger. So and that's how I usually send it. So
I send it by email, right?
I'm going to email him tomorrow in the morning.
It worked with Dr. Harris, so it should work with him too.
Yeah. I just hope we don't have an echo. But he's got pretty good system over there. He's a recording artist, so he's got everything set up. So he's pretty good with the echo and that kind of stuff. But
yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. I'm curious. I'm very curious.
He's a really cool dude.
And I love the fact that he's such an advocate, right? And this is what really appeals to me. I think his music's great. It's catchy. I enjoy what I hear, but it's the advocacy for cannabis. That is, you know what I mean? That's the side that I align with. That's really cool for me.
Well, I'm not going to tell his story because there is a story behind that. And he will tell you the story tomorrow. He'll be here tomorrow. So it's, because, there's a whole story behind Muck Sticky, so.
Right. Well, I'm sure there usually is, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, we all got a story.
I'm going to do a biography on him behind the scenes of Muck Sticky.
Beefy computers. No, my computer's a fucking piece of garbage, Garrett.
I don't know what kind of computer I have. I said, get me a computer, Mrs. Hippie, one that is really, really good so I don't have any issues. And she said, okay, darling, I'll take care of it. And then a couple days later, a computer showed up here It's the same one that my daughter has. So she's a gamer, so she plays a lot, and she has a Discord and all that kind of shit. So yeah, I don't know. It works pretty well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about gaming computers, right? They have really good graphics cards, and they're usually pretty fast. Because I don't know for how long I listened to my son screaming, "I'm lagging! I'm lagging!" He was always so angry about lagging while he's playing with his friends online.
That's why my daughter had no issue taking over the Wi-Fi bill, because she upped it and she made it. We said, you're going to start paying rent. We're not going to make you pay rent, but you're going to start taking over one of the bills. We're not going to give you the mortgage because that's the one I want to give you.
So let me ask you this: how much do you pay for unlimited internet in Pennsylvania?
We just got a deal. We just went up in mega whatevers, and now we're a little stronger. We're at like 700 something.
Oh, you got it fast.
Oh yeah, but they just lowered, doing that deal. They lowered our price to $95 a month.
See, right here, for this crap internet that I have, I pay $130 a month.
Yeah, wow.
Now, as soon as I get to Montreal, my internet bill drops to $55, and it's going to be 10 times faster.
I know.
For half the money.
Right. It's crazy. Now, Garrett, mine is nowhere near $3,000. My computer is in the 7 to 8 to 1,000 maybe at the most.
And I'm on an iMac 5. So
I don't know what mine's called. It's buried underneath the table in the back. I haven't seen it since the day it got put in. I don't get down there on the floor very often.
The first computer I bought an IBM Aptiva. By the time I walked out of the store, it cost me $6,000. This was probably in like 1990.
78. Oh, 98.
No, I'm going to say like 96, 97, something like that.
It was a wonderful year.
It was Pentium 2 was the processor.
Oh, I remember those.
And then within 3 months, Pentium 3 and Pentium 4 were out.
And
I went back to the store and I'm like, I just spent $6,000 on this thing. And you didn't feel it would be good to tell me, listen, if you wait 2 months, you'll be advanced. You know what I mean? Like that shit was obsolete within 6 months.
Right.
So
they said, "Oh, we're very sorry. Give us that one back, and here's a new one."
Yeah, no, that's not what they said.
They didn't say that. You didn't know that new thing about writing about them on the internet and how quickly they'll.
You didn't have social media then.
Oh, damn that social media!
I'll tell you the secret. I'm going to let
stand
all you
out in
guys
front and tell everybody as they were walking in the door, "Don't buy nothing. They rip you off."
Sometimes I tell a lie.
Okay.
I tell a lie when it comes to somebody trying to take money out of my pocket. That's a company. And I tell that company, we can do it your way. But I have over 300,000 social media followers. And I will use every ounce of my energy to make sure that none of them do business with you in the future. And you know what? Every single time I've played that card, they have backed down and I've won every single time. So I don't mind telling that lie. It's about the only one that I tell, but I do pull it out when it's time to beat the car salesman. You know what I mean?
I fell for that lie when I hired you.
Huh?
I fell for that lie when I hired you.
Oh shit, I forgot that I told you that story too.
Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. 7. I'm just
no. But you got to use what's at your disposal, right? Like I'll tell you what, the moving company, when I moved here from Alberta, my quote was under $8,000 for the move. When I arrived here, the bill was almost $13,000. I was like, whoa, like that's way, way, way beyond the quote. And somebody told me that, you know, they can charge you 10% more than the quote, right? They can say that the quote was off and they can bump your bill up by 10%. But they were almost doubling it. And that was the very first time I used that lie. And these people backpedaled right away and they charged me what was on the estimate. That was it, not a penny more. You know, I said, listen, if your estimate's off like that, you better look internally at your estimator and not at me. And if you don't want to do that, then this is what
I'm going to reach out to my 300,000 followers.
That's right.
On Instagram.
Total bullshit. 100%.
They got home and they looked you up and they were like, that bitch has got one.
No, because I never tell them who I am. They can look under my name, but nobody knows. They can't tell what names you go by on social media. So remember that out there, folks.
That son of a bitch has got 3 followers. One's named Da.Hippie, the other one's named Sky Daddy, and I don't even know the third one's name. It's himself.
So,
he follows himself.
Yeah. I haven't done that. Because
3
I'm
followers.
Dr. High across all platforms, except Facebook, where I'm David Johnson also.
Right.
But on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, I'm Dr. High all the way across.
Yeah, I'm all sorts of fucking names I don't even know anymore. I can't keep track of all the shit.
That's funny.
I have like 75 fucking emails with all different shit. I'm like, I don't know. Changing passwords every day so I can figure out how to get on a computer today.
Oh, I got the longest passwords going.
Oh, I don't. I just keep changing them back and forth. I'm like, well, I think it was this one, so I'll make it this one. I thought it was that one, so I'll make it that one again.
No, I made my password one that I can never forget. It's my Federal Bureau of Prisons inmate ID number. With
Holy thunder!
Additional stuff.
I got headset on and everything, and that shit was loud.
What's that?
It is thundering and lightning and raining here.
Oh yeah, you got bad weather today?
I guess I didn't know, but all of a sudden I just heard bah, bah, bah.
Yeah, that's good having a password manager until you forget your password to your password manager.
Yes, see, that's my issue is I forget a lot.
So Garrett's like, what are my thoughts with the up and coming of AI? Well, I'll tell you what, Garrett, without AI, there would be no Dr. High.
You'd still be alive. You just wouldn't be as pretty.
Yeah, but AI did a lot of the heavy lifting for me. So my art, my writing, all of it, AI had a huge impact on.
You know what has a huge impact on my life?
Huh?
You know what has a huge impact on my life now?
What's that?
ChatGPT. I love it.
It's a good one.
Oh my goodness! I
But
I wrote out that whole commercial. I made out that whole commercial out of from for tailored herbs and concentrates, THC.
Yeah.
I made that whole commercial through ChatGPT, you know, just taking lines from here and this one, because it gave me 100 different stories, you know.
And that's the way you got to use it, right? Like it's
yeah. Then I just wrote it all out. I picked and chose some lines from this one and that one, made it all sound pretty.
Yep.
Sent it to her, and he happened to be there, and it worked out well. So he heard it, they liked it. I said, I'm going to put some music behind it. They said, if you could put Muck Sticky, that would be great. I said, I will. We played a couple songs. They picked the one they wanted. We put it back there. I think we were talking, the guy and I that we did the music together. We were discussing it. My friend Jacob, he was like, maybe we can take the words away. And I'm going to talk to them and see if maybe they want to take the words away and just have the ding, 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 you know, that sound in the back instead of, because then you'll be able to hear it. I think the words are a little too loud when it's going, you know, but we'll talk
that
about
would make sense because most commercials that use known music is just a soundtrack, right? Not the words.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I can do it because I have the ability to take the words away here, so I might have to.
I think you just need a mixing board, right? So you can separate the tracks and then you remove the vocal track.
Yeah, I just can play it and remove. I have a button here that just says remove the vocals.
I've never seen that button.
I can remove symbols. I'd
like to get one for my wife. Do you have one? Do you have one for the human version that removes the words?
Oh no!
Or we just hear like Sister Mary Elephant.
Yes, I have that same thing going off. Charlie Brown had voice in my head all the time.
Yeah.
And now I got to listen to Is Cannabis Medicine with that Charlie Brown voice the whole time. Oh.
Well, the rest is quick though. One time I was messing with it. I was telling it a newer, more advanced AI known as Chatbot. Well, you know, that's actually the cool thing. If I was computer savvy, OpenAI, which is the creator of ChatGPT, that's open source software. So anybody can use it. Anybody can take the base programming of ChatGPT and use it to create something else. Now, if I was savvy enough and understood enough about that sort of thing, I would have used it to create a cannabis app. But I'm not computer smart.
Me neither.
I can figure out how to use programs and stuff because I use a lot of AI, but I don't know anything about coding. And I don't think I have the brain to learn about it either.
I would love to, but I'm having a hard enough time retaining the stuff you're trying to teach me about my flowers and stuff, you know. So
Well, you know, the nice thing is that we'll have these conversations over and over and over.
I know, so I figure it's just going to get pounded into my head. Like marijuana's no good for me. It's going to get pounded into my head.
Yeah, for me, sometimes things don't click on the first. I don't get it right, and then I go over it, or I look at it from a different perspective. Like, let's say a YouTube video. I'm trying to learn how to do something, so I'll watch a YouTube video, and maybe I don't connect with that presenter or that person. I understand a little bit, but I don't quite get it, and so I'll watch the same information but presented by somebody else, and I'll watch the same information presented by somebody else, and eventually it just goes, bing. The light bulb goes on.
Ding.
And then it says, "Hi, Diaz, where great thoughts begin." And it's got like a little light bulb with a pot leaf in it. And that's what happens. That little light bulb with the pot leaf in it over my head goes off. See, that was another shameless plug if you didn't catch it.
Hi, Diaz.
Hi, Diaz. That's a t-shirt I created this weekend.
Woo!
A light bulb with a pot leaf in it. And it says, "Where great thoughts begin."
Speaking of t-shirts, you can go to www.wthc-radio.com and check out our merch in the merch section.
That's
right. Shameless plug.
Well, you know, we're not really here to educate people about cannabis. We're here to sell stuff.
Right. Well, if people would ask some darn questions over there, come on now. Except for Fable. He's always talking about mushrooms.
Yeah, ChatGPT can write code, but for me, I don't understand what it's like. I don't understand the code. So when I use ChatGPT to, let's say, put something together for cannabis, I want to write a blog. Let's say I want to create a post. So I'll use ChatGPT to give me some ideas because it can search and do SEO related stuff, search engine optimization stuff. So I have it give me some ideas, and then I take those ideas and I start looking for validation for the ideas that he's talking about. So I'll say, okay, so pull me up 5 studies on cannabis and Tourette's, let's say. So it'll cite 5 studies, and I have it provide the links. So I can take the links and I can go into the National Institute of Health or Harvard Medicine or to wherever that article has been published, and I can read the study. And then I'm like, okay, so the information that ChatGPT is giving me about this topic matches what the study is saying. So then I can go back to ChatGPT and I can say, okay, take this study and write it out in a way that a 9th grader will understand it. And then it will process it on a level that can be understood by most people. Right. And then we go from there and fine tune it and edit it. And
so that'll help me with all the big words.
Yeah.
When I do the commercials, I'm like, I can't say that word. I don't even know what that word is.
Oh, I'm very familiar with Jasper AI. Actually, I'm a Jasper AI affiliate. I just don't. like I've got affiliate accounts for a few different things that I can put into my website. So somebody clicks on it, I can get paid. But I'm not into this to get paid really. And I'm not in this to promote other businesses or anything like this. I'm really in this just to advocate and educate.
I am.
And the only reason that I sell anything at all is because my expenses are $200 to $300 a month just to keep things running, right? To my website, all my subscriptions for the stuff that I use to create my posts and to write and all that stuff. So I'm just really trying to cover the bills. Very close. If I make $40 a month with DoktorHigh stuff,
I'm okay.
I'd be surprised. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jasper is expensive. It's $100 a month, but it really has a lot of cool features. Like it's neat because you can actually you can take somebody else's article.
Thank you, Curly Cow.
And you can plug it into Jasper and have Jasper rewrite somebody else's work in a way that you can present it and it's no longer plagiarized.
How do we make a picture with you and
Well,
I?
you know what I was thinking, right? When I was putting that Muck Sticky video together the other day.
Yeah, by the way, I don't like the fat guy picture in there.
Well, I wanted to show who we really were.
I know.
So people identify.
I know, but
I was missing an image.
I was retaining water that day.
Mm-hmm. Who did that cartoon drawing of you?
Which one?
The one that I put in that video. That looks like it came out of the...
Oh, where I'm in the DJing booth?
No, just the cartoon picture. Because at the end, there's the cartoon picture of Muck Sticky, then the cartoon picture of you.
Oh, that was my friend. That was my friend Toys Play at Night. He's you should follow him. If you like toys, he plays at night. No.
Well, the kind of toys that people play with at night.
No, he's he owns a store and he sells toys. Like he's a toy collector and he sells old toys, new toy, not new toys, like all, older shit. So if you're looking for like an old set of something or
no, what I'm looking for is somebody to do a little cartoon caricature for me.
Yeah,
so that we can actually do some little stuff like that, right?
You can talk to him. Yeah, he would do it. He did one for the other dude that used to work here. But we had to erase that one.
That would have been perfect. But then we could do, because Cal says we need T-shirts for DoktorHigh and Da.Hippie on them. Yeah, that would be awesome. But I need to have a character, and I don't have a character.
I'll call him now. He's actually, I should grab one.
Mama says only bad things happen after 2 a.m. Bad or really fun?
He is the creator of our Love Nug Buds.
Okay.
And my sticker is right up there. I got the new sticker for the WTHC because we got them originally when we were Weed Radio.
Right.
He just made the new stickers. I have to put it on, but I haven't put it on yet. But these are little Love Nug Buds. They're on sale. You can go to their website. They have all sorts. They have keychain ones. They have ones in jars. They're one of my sponsors. I gotta shout them out.
It looks like something I'd find under my couch with eyes.
Yeah, it's a
It looks like a dust bunny.
Or a nug.
Well, yeah.
It's got the little hairs and everything.
Yeah, that's the part that makes it look like a dust bunny.
But then there's more. There's more. So then they have the ones with they have the ones without the legs and the arms.
That's funny.
And Lori gave me this tie for the hippie, but it didn't fit, so it went on. And then wait, there's more.
Hey, that's somebody we didn't see Lori today.
And then we have this one. These are little Love Nug Buds.
Oh, nice.
Medical marijuana, medical happiness.
Nice.
Medicinal happiness, it says. and then and he's got little, if you look close, you can't see it right there, but there's eyes on that little guy, and there's some seeds and stems in there that they made, like little gems and stuff that are seeds. Very cute, very adorable. Go check them out. LoveNugBuds.com. Love Nug Buds. I got some information about them up here somewhere.
Nice. Did you freeze?
No, did you?
Oh no! I looked over. I thought, oh shit! For a change, it's the hippie freezing.
No, I seem fine. I put their little thing up over here. Great gifts. Check out lovenugbuds.com. Proud sponsors. They're the helpers. They help pay for the streaming. Yeah, they're amazing. I love them.
Nice.
Yeah, we're on 220. Oh, by the way, 420. By the way.
Oh, well, let's do a 420 song and call it a day after we come back.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do the 420 and all the commercials, and we'll be back.
Do that. 'Cause that's good.
A different song by Muck Sticky, not necessarily 420.
That dropped the first beat, and I thought you farted.
No, that's Muck. This one's called Stellar Connection.
Right now, I'm not the same as I was just then. When just then and in a little bit, I'll be a little bit different. I feel more like I do right now than I did when I walked up in this motherfucker. Got everybody in here clucking like chickens. You're wondering what I'm thinking about, but I'm only thinking about what I'm gonna do next. Cash checks, have stacks, rock shows, wear loud clothes, get my jam on, do the ham bone. If you're bitching about me, go ahead, insert another tampon. You can vamp on out, peace out. You can fry my fridge, but you won't get the grease out. Can't figure me out too bad. Don't be frustrated, cause no one ever has. I'm a never-ending story. Holy moly, I know what I'm here for. I'm a star, you're curled up in the corner like a roly-poly, like Axel Foley. I'm a Copperfield in Beverly Hills. Seal the deals and eat all my meals for free. And then vaporize, baby. What you know about me? Cause I'm a constantly changing apparition. Only the moment really knows my name. I'm a spacewalker with a stellar connection to the future on this planet. I will stake my claim. And I'll never be the same as you. I'm banging and bumping, your heartbeat's thumping so quick, complaining, let the music play. This is my jam. Oh, hot damn, I can rock this motherfucker like no one can. So turn up the monitors, I'm showing you mine. You can show me yours, and I'll say fuck it like buckets of sweat dripping out your pores. I'm dropping these fours, you're mopping them floors. I'm crisp like classic, oh so classic like campfire s'mores. Call me Doors, cause I light your fire. And I'm telling you, baby, you can't get much higher than the Lizard King. Kiss me today, cause I won't be coming back this way again. Muck Sticky is your friend, but you're lost if you're thinking I ain't here to win. I don't ever hesitate. You can sit around and wait when opportunity is looking at you. What will you do? Will you go for the gusto? Like a volcano, I'm on the rise. And when you see me tiptoe through the cosmos, baby, don't be surprised, cause I'm a constantly changing apparition. Only the moment really knows my name. I'm a spacewalker with a stellar connection to the future on this planet. I will stake my claim. And
People are not smart.
Cause I'm a constantly changing apparition. Only the moment really knows my name. I'm a spacewalker with a stellar connection to the future on this planet. I will stake my claim. And I'll never be the same as you.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here
What
now.
do you got there, sir?
You're going to go out there
Oh,
and be an
Pre-roll?
all-star careroll. It's up to
pre-roll
you.
a mimosa.
What are you going to do?
Nice.
You gotta go
Smoke it.
grocery shop.
Smoke it if you got it. It's
Clean.
420.
Be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper.
Well, I'll smoke this once I get on the couch after the show.
You forget about the pharmacy.
I'll
No, you
smoke
won't.
that as I'm trying to select a movie.
That's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself.
Don't sniff it. Don't sniff it, she says.
I won't sniff anything anymore. I quit sniffing stuff back 25 years ago.
Yeah, I quit sniffing stuff too quite a while ago.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you
I'm
need.
gonna sniff my weed.
Now, Curly Kell, on the other hand, likes to sniff my neck for 40 minutes.
I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt.
I was about to say I like to sniff my bag of weed, but then I would thought, well, you know, if I stop it, I like to sniff my
One in
bag.
6
People be going,
kids in
You ever
the
get
US
that
are
bag of
hungry.
oregano
One
and
in
you sniff
6.
it and it goes
That little girl sitting alone
up
at the
into your
playground,
nose?
She can't play.
no, I
with
rarely
She
sniff
doesn't have the
that bag
energy.
of oregano like going to my nose. I like using
Love
fresh
will be
herbs.
her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this
I used
is
to
the
sell 'em.
reality in our country.
Yeah.
But it's something that Feeding America is
Yeah,
working to
you got to do what you got to do
Each
when
year,
you
the
got to
Feeding
make some
America
money,
network
man.
of food
Yeah.
banks
Oh, I'm
rescues
just kidding.
billions
I
of
never
pounds
did that.
of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families
Nothing
and
I
children in
say
need.
is ever
Being
true.
a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These
So
children
it's like the
shouldn't miss out
300,000
on
follower
being
story.
kids
See, that's
because they're
not true
hungry.
either.
To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, Mississippi, why don't we take a
Hey,
ride to
Dr. High,
Boston, PA
did you happen to notice that there's no Facebook users today?
Oh.
Yeah, I
Well,
did
look,
notice
I have them
actually.
on Facebook and on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Even
I got rid of them all.
on Mondays,
Chardell
Fired them all.
Tuesdays, Saturdays,
He usually shows his
Sundays.
Facebook
Today I want to go there and pick up all my
Josh
great
Chardell.
finds.
So
That sounds
Yeah,
like a
what I
great
did
road
is I
trip.
stopped
That's
bringing in
Bella's
that other
Badass
group.
Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can
What
also
group?
find them on the top of the mountain
The
in Dolphin, PA. They
WTHC
are
rated
badass.
Army group.
oh,
Are you
okay.
in Owensville or Middletown, New
That's
York
where all
area?
the
Revamp
Facebook
your
users
space
were
with
coming
Collins
from.
Paint.
You users!
Do you have a LinkedIn profile?
Do I have a what?
LinkedIn. LinkedIn.
I don't got nothing, bro. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
We should maybe look at streaming this to one more location, but make
I
it
can't
LinkedIn.
hear a word you're saying, handsome. This guy is very loud.
Paint LTD today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
WTHC. We're still here on my break time.
Well, we're going to call it a day anyway.
What were you just saying, though?
Oh, I was saying that if we have an open spot to stream, we should maybe look at streaming to LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah. Are we
Yep.
able to?
Well, LinkedIn is interesting because it's a highly concentrated, at least in my group. I got about 700 connections there, but they're all cannabis industry professionals, doctors, CEOs. They're all like the big people in the cannabis industry. And what I'm thinking is that perhaps if they see what we're doing, it might give us an opportunity to bring in some really good guests into the future, right?
Absolutely.
So that's
Not
what
that our guests aren't already great.
No. I mean, but if we could have 5 guests a week,
Oh yeah, no,
that would be phenomenal.
that would be
right?
amazing. But that's a lot of guests.
Well, but the thing is that every guest brings their own perspective and their own knowledge.
Absolutely.
So-
No, I'm not worried about it. I think that every guest would have their own story, right? We have so it's something different every day, but
Yeah, as long as
Whew,
it's not
that's
focused
a
on the
lot of
same-
talking.
Oh, less talking when we got guests, Tippy.
A lot of
They
pretending
pick
that
up a
I
third of it.
care.
Huh?
A lot of pretending that I care. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I kid. I'm a kidder. That's what I do. I smoke weed and I kid. All right. Anyway,
Unless it's sativa, then he's not kidding.
right. Then if I'm on a sativa, then you're in trouble. All right. Anyway, I love you, dude. You are the best. Thank you so much for doing this with me every single day. I love all you dudes and dudettes out there listening in on Live 365 and tune in. And, of course, everybody here on Facebook and YouTube. You guys are amazing. Tomorrow is the day. Muck Sticky is coming to hang out with Dr. High and I, and we are going to grill him. We're going to grill him. We want to know how the hell he came up with a name like Muck Sticky. I got my ideas, but I'm not going to say them yet.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. It's going to be a lot of fun because he is a very high-spirited, very fun guy.
Well, listen, if you just listen to his music, you'll understand that he's creative, artistic, intellectual. Like he's got it all going on. It's going to be awesome.
He's very knowledgeable, very smart. He yells at me all the time. He gives me pointers and yells at me constantly. To the point where I think that I don't know if he likes me or not. And I'm like, I'm just going to shut up and mind my own business over here.
Listen, sometimes your dog pees in the house and you rub his nose in it. Doesn't mean you don't love the dog.
That's true.
Right?
Right. Well, he's giving me good pointers, though. He's not giving me bad advice. He's telling me straight out I'm a dumbass. And
well, listen,
I'm like,
there's definitely a lot of things we can learn from him because look at his presence.
Oh, but he's a genius. Yeah, he's a
You know what I
genius.
mean?
And he's been doing it for 20 years or I don't know, however long. I mean, more. I don't even know, man. It's crazy. And he's got a movie. I still haven't seen the movie. He's going to be mad at me about that, too. I got to watch the movie. But he has a movie. It's no, I think you have to pay for it. It's like Fable. And do you know how to find his movie?
You know what it's called?
It's called I'm in trouble. I got to do some research tonight, huh? I hang out with the dude every day. He tells me, I know it. As soon as we say it, it's going to be right there. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's it. Damn it. But I can't remember right now because I'm high. She's going to look at it. She says she's going to look it up. Well, he made his own movie. It's his own movie. He made it. It's fantastic. I've seen parts and clips of it, but I haven't seen the full thing.
Nice.
It's very exciting. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast.
I was going to say, you all right? You look constipated.
No, I was just flipping through the comments there briefly just to get to the bottom to see where we were and what was up. So it's going to be a blast. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah,
I look forward to every day, though. Like I look forward to this every day.
He has
and
more
tomorrow,
than
my mind will be like this because I have no distractions tomorrow. I've done all my grocery shopping. I've been to the res. I took the car. So
everything's taken care of.
I told my wife I don't got to leave the house for the next 4 days.
Sweet.
I'm good to
There's
go.
a big hurricane coming up the East Coast. I don't know where it's going to hit, but it's
there's a lot of speculation. They don't know. I know that.
I heard parts of Canada might have to look out. Our friends at MC, well,
yeah, because they're in New Brunswick, which is a province on the ocean on the East Coast. So New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI.
Now, is that now? I'm a little confused because, like, I look at that part over there, right? Very good, Garrett. Never forget 9/11, 22 years ago. There's that part of like on the land, and then there's a whole island of New Brunswick. Is that part of, or is that Nova Scotia?
No, Nova Scotia and New Brunswick are part of the actual of the landmass.
And then what's that little island over there?
There are two islands. One is called Prince Edward Island, and the other is Newfoundland. So you have Newfoundland and Labrador. Newfoundland is a big island.
No.
Where you can go and look at icebergs in July. The icebergs actually break off from the Arctic.
And there was snow there all year round.
Well, icebergs in the ocean, but not technically snow. But the first snowfall in Canada happened last week, and it happened in Newfoundland.
Woo! Gotta love them. Shout out to Newfoundland getting snow.
Well, hopefully there won't be any storm. They're not sure how this hurricane's going to track yet.
Yeah, it still can come and hit us as usual. It still has the possibility of hitting the Carolinas. It hasn't gotten that far yet. They don't know. It's still down in the tropics.
Yeah, they're waiting to see which way it's going to turn.
Yeah, that's the name of it. I saw it, Fable. That's
so
the
that's
name
the
of
name
his
of the movie, eh? Dig that, Zebo Newton.
Dig that, Zebo Newton.
Hold on. I need a pen. Where's a fucking pen? Where's a pen? I can't believe I don't have a pen here.
You were just vaping on it a minute ago.
No, I mean a pen I can write with.
Oh, my bad.
I wanted to write that title down so
I
I
haven't
could
used one of those in years.
try and find it here after the show, because it'd be interesting to watch it before meeting with Mr. Sticky tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm very excited. If I had time in my day, I would probably watch it too. Yes. I'll leave that up to you. You're the research guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find it.
I'm the good looks. Right? I'm the good looks.
Tuesday.
Where do you find that dig that Zebo Newton? Can you find it on I think you find it on where you pay for videos. I don't know.
Well, I got a couple of jailbroke streaming devices that I can access pretty much anything.
Right. So. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get the hell out of here. You're cutting into my break, man.
Okay.
I love you. I love you guys. Everybody have a great day. Tomorrow's the day. Muck Sticky, 12 noon on the East Coast. Figure it out in your time zone. Till tomorrow. Peace, love, hippie hugs, and a whole shitload of nugs.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah,
see you tomorrow.
Peace.